Hey, hello everyone. We are live. Welcome back. It's been a while since I haven't hosted a live stream as I like to do. Usually with some VC friends around a topic, specific topics, or talking about records. So thought this could be a right moment since I'm expecting some people from the UK, from Germany. Let's see. So. It's 3 p.m. over here on the East Coast. A beautiful Saturday afternoon, fall or autumn, depending. Yeah, and I think it's around 9 o'clock in the evening in France, Germany. 8 p.m. in the UK. So yeah, it's not too late for some people. And yeah, I already have some people in the chat. Hallo, guten Abend. Hello, yeah, Marcel. And hello, Klaus. So yeah, it could almost switch to German, but it's on the English speaking channel, so I will do in English. But it is a pleasure. As it happens, I participated yesterday. I made a quick appearance on the live stream with the German community. My friend Guido and Richie, Lost in Hessen. Yeah, we talked about Rush amongst other things, and we talked about also the Den Bosch and world music a little bit was really interesting. Also, some people from the French vinyl community. Salut, Vinyl Addiction, Mister, the one and only Mister Claude Rizovigno. Yeah, on fire. Salut Claude, bonjour messieurs. Yeah, we will be doing. I don't know. Let's see, maybe 2 hours, 1 hours, 1.5 hours. Yeah, let's see. Talking about latest discoveries, latest purchase, or as we usually do on Sunday morning with my buddy Study. He won't be available. He said he's pretty busy at the moment in Sweden, so he won't be. Maybe at the tail end of the stream. Let's see. But as I say, as we usually do, it's been 1.5 years since we started the Disco de Dupif, the French live stream. We do host every Sunday morning on the East Coast, so 1 o'clock in the afternoon for France time. And yeah, it's we now have some regular panelists, regular people in the chat, and yeah, we love to talk about, as I said, record related topics. And oh, you are from Belgium. Tu es de Belgique. Which part of Belgium do you come from? Is it the French speaking part, or you can hear my daughter on the background? Yeah, the Brussels, or maybe I don't know. I've been once to Brussels. Very cool city to go for record shopping. Really like the Ville and Geek boutique. Yeah, so it's a nice place to. I love really Belgium. I was in Mons once. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is how it is to do stuff in a small apartment. But yeah, it's fine. No worries. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's fine. So yeah, as I said, I took a trip once in 2019 something, and in 2023, yeah, no, 2021, sorry, moved there in 2022. Time flies. So yeah, I went to Villain Geeks and various other store. I don't remember the name, but I found some really cool stuff. And remember, Villain Geek, you could find there some lots of EBM industrial music such as Ministry, Front 242, amongst other things. And yeah, I remember, really cool store. This is the place where I found the copy of Geopardy, the album by the Sound, which I really like, and it has been reissued, I think, lately, for the not second, third, or whatever time. So a really cool album by the band The Sound. So yeah, I'm waiting to have more, maybe more people in the chat. Some people will join a panel at a later stage from the UK. My best folk buddy, Mike Vinyl Spiral, maybe will hop on. Yeah, New Order. That's the classic. Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Mike Vinyl Spiral. Yeah, there was this Leeds Fair. Sorry, we call this a record show here on this side of the pond, and in Europe they say fair, record fair in Leeds. I think it's a monthly event. Yeah, it takes place once every month, and he was there, and maybe he will join a panel to show his purchase he made earlier this morning at the Leeds Fair. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, so it's it's I think it even occurred a VC meetup earlier this morning. So with various people from the UK vinyl community. I know Rob Walker took the trip, Simon from Vinyl Dale, and other Gav maybe Gav Axman Spin. So yeah, we'll uh, we'll see what he can talk about that if he make a report of this Leeds Fair. And to be honest, I really enjoy whenever he does his review or his yeah, he makes his video about what he found at at the Leeds Fair. Uh, to me, sounds like a very interesting event. I won't have a chance to travel to the UK, but in the next month. But I will definitely consider if whenever I have the chance to go to the UK once again, maybe to yeah to specifically travel when there is a fair or yeah record show or something like that. And yeah, speaking about the UK vinyl community, now we have 14 people. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I already talked about that. Yeah, about the change of style, the hair. Some of you already know. Hi, Greg. We have two Canadian fellow member of the Canadian vinyl community. Just talk about that for a sec, if you don't mind. I recently took part in the Le Camp challenge. What is Le Camp? Is a local organization for children with cancer, and what they do, they organize once a year a challenge called the Shaved Head Challenge. Yeah, which I obviously participated in, and so yeah, the hair serve for a purpose of making wigs, toupee, whatever. How do you call for kids? And the money raised serve for goes for families in need, and obviously supports the cancer research. So good deeds, I guess. Change of style. So I already talk about that in the in several on the last video. I even include some clip where you can see myself on the stage with long hair. Yeah, it's been 6 years since I haven't yeah, I haven't cut the hair. And yeah, after all the process with the speech, with so and yeah, I made a community post a couple of months ago or weeks ago, sorry. And some people from the vinyl community, they were really friendly. They made donations, so really glad. I included the vinyl community in my speech when I was like yeah, making some shout out when I was on the it was pretty surreal, to be on the stage, with several people. We all had long hairs. They were a lady, yeah, a girl, lady, whatever, and myself, another guy, and 2 minutes after, everyone bald, shaved hair, but for a yeah for a very good purpose. So this is why I have short hair. So yeah, now you know. Um, okay, John Peel's, yeah. Still listen to those John Peel's radio shows. Some people they made some video on YouTube. so you can still enjoy the old radio show from 1980, 81, 82. Sometimes when I always have something interesting to watch, but sometimes I stumble upon some of these old radio show archive, and it's always a pleasure. Hello, Ingo. Hi, fellow member from the German vinyl community. We do have lots of people from Germany. I could almost switch to German, but I won't do this. Won't do that. So since I'm expecting more people, English speaking people, I guess. But I guess yeah, it's pretty international today. So we will be talking about everything as business as usual. And okay, yeah, they are actually several wig maker. What happened after? I won't give too much details, but after the event, I had to choose myself which wig maker I could send my hair to, and there was one in Quebec, in Montreal. So Montreal, yeah, on the island of Montreal, and two others. You're right. Two others were located or are located in Ontario. One in St. Catharines, Ontario. So, but yeah, I will decided to send it locally. Yeah, and I hope it get it on time, because now Canada Post strikes again. So that's another topic. But yeah, talking about the UK vinyl community, I found something very interesting recently, and maybe we will be starting, I don't know, a philosophical discussion. But just let me know what do you think. Um, on the yeah, I watched the live stream hosted by Ian, ranking the obscure, a good friend of mine, good VC friend, very nice guy. Hello, and this guy was also on air, Mike Van Spiral, and it was not the one they did Thursday. It usually happens on Thursday evening UK time, Thursday afternoon here time. And it was pretty interesting. They usually have a topic, and the topic they had last week was overplayed songs, and I found it very interesting, since I saw lots of people, panelists. Mike was there, some other people. I didn't have the time. Just got back from work. I was about to join the panel, but it was too late, because yeah, it was like 5 o'clock over here, and they were about to hit the button. And yeah, the topic was really interesting, because overplayed songs. And so a bunch of VC friends I do know, and I enjoy their channels. They were like holding up records, overplayed songs we all know, and it makes me think about something, just to food for thought. Um, I really could relate, the overplayed songs, the let's say the generation of my father, for instance. He grew up in a very nice era of having all the classic rock, all the great bands. But now we talk about overplayed stuff, overrated song. Overplayed is when we usually talk about songs that have been massively played again and again on a radio station, or maybe MTV, so stuff like that. And so it's interesting, because it's something that we undergo, that we suffer. I mean, we cannot do we cannot do anything about that. Okay, we could switch up the radio or tune into another radio station, but maybe back in the days wasn't that simple, because the yeah, there were in France, there were only two TV channels, I think, in the 70s, or three. I don't even know. Remember, I was born in '86. And again, local or a national radio station in France back in the days, they weren't so many. So overplayed songs, we couldn't do anything. You couldn't just switch the radio station. And so now it's interesting to see in 2025 that we are. I mean, yeah, I'm involving myself in this group, even though I wasn't born in the '70s. We now have the power, You know, this is a YouTube. This is a tool we have access to, which is pretty handy or useful. And the point I'd like to make it is what happens. What happens when we've been exposed to some of the culture. We've been we had some songs that were massively overplayed. We still have the records in our Calax units. Some of the people still listen to those radio or listen to this record, and it's pretty interesting. And I can establish maybe a connection with what we do in the vinyl community. Yeah, we have on the one hand the overplayed songs era, which has been going on for 30, 40 years. The classic rock radio stations, as we have here, when they play every day, Summer of '69 from Brian Adams, or Eagles, whatever. And now we do have some. We have the power. We have the power. We have a vinyl community, VC related channels. So basically, we can show, we can talk about whenever we want to, and what happens. And it's not to criticize. It's not something I want to blame, but it's interesting to witness what happens when we finally have the power. We got the power back. Give us this. YouTube gives us the power back, so we are not suffering from the music we listen to. We can decide what record do I show, what music do I talk about on my channel, and what happens. Uh, some people still celebrate. It's yeah, it sounds silly, oh, I hate, I don't have to listen to this song again over again, but I still talking about that. I still have the record, and I still use my 10 minutes video to talk about that, which, okay, interesting. But and other people will decide to maybe to escape, to bring something different to the table, knowing they will get maybe more exposure, more views, because it's not something like the Beatles, David Bowie, Eagles. Lots of people recognize, lots of people knows about. Lots of people say, hey, I have this personal connection with that music. So just as an idea, and this is a sort of discussion I just wanted to trigger on Ian's last week, but I came, as I said, a little bit later, and I didn't even at the time to join the panel because they usually do 2 hours. But this is the philosophical discussion I wanted to have maybe with you guys today, with some people. They will maybe join my panel. What's your take on that? You've been exposed for lots of years to to songs that have been massively overplayed. And what do you do? What do you do now? You have a VC channel, you have some records, you still buy stuff. And okay, I got you have you are in your late 30s, just like I, or maybe in your late 20s, and you discover and it's new music for you, and it's the stuff you go to first. Like for instance, you when you start buying record again, you wanted to secure yourself. I mean, to it's I don't know, remember the expression that what study usually uses, but it's like confirmation or comfort zone, when you and I did the same when I got into vinyl again. The first stuff I bought was the Beatles, Cream, Disraeli Gears, Led Zeppelin, for instance, New Order, yeah, and yeah, the same. But I wasn't complaining about those stuff as overplayed. I still wanted to listen to music, and I still was enjoying, and I still do, by the way, nowadays, but in different ways. But when I see a bunch of people not complaining, having a topic overplayed songs and using their time in the channel to talk about something they just can no more, can have it no more. It is interesting. So yeah, let me know what do you think. And yesterday was even worse. I think I stumbled upon a live stream on a channel I didn't know about, and they had a topic was hey, bring some punk record you hate, come up on screen and let's talk about that. So let's use our time to talk about stuff we don't like. So yeah, it's interesting. So hey, Ian. So glad you are here. So yeah, just talk about your live stream. Not the one you host for your birthday. By the way, you had your birthday this week. The one before, yeah, with this overplayed songs topic. So yeah, I wanted to trigger to continue. To maybe to do round two of the discussion. So if you don't mind, but I found very interesting. You have always interesting topics, and yeah, I just wanted to bring my 2 cents, my own 2 cents. So, but yeah, so thank you very much for your kind words. Yeah, thank you very much. If you never heard of this guy's vinyl addiction or vinyl addiction, is as I say, is in Belgium, and he posts sometimes interesting indie or alternative metal, heavy metal stuff, bands I don't know much about, but you have the chance to explore to check it out, because he actually posts some albums of the bands he really is really into. So go and check it out, Vinyl Addiction or Vinyl Addiction channel. Yeah, that's right. But I'm still the same person, you know. That this is what is fun. People will see me for the first time today. You thought maybe I'm into punk or stuff. I don't know, you know. So no, I'm still the same person. Oh, Massachusetts. Okay, thank you very much. It's not the first time I see you on my in the chat. Yeah, really nice of you. Yeah, not too far, Massachusetts, not too far from here. Yeah, the closest yeah, I still have to do something with a visa. Hey, you're very welcome. You deserve. This yeah, as I say, Burlington. It's in Vermont, and it's not far from here. And I usually go to Vermont once or twice a year, so to go for record shopping. So so yeah, if anyone wants to join to wait, yeah, to start this discussion, if you don't mind. Maybe you have something to say about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're not tired of listening to overplayed songs, and it's fine. As I said, it's fine, because we all started from something. Uh, yeah, so some people still explore the stuff they've been into, and when they were young, and they maybe they made some they were having a break with buying records, and this is what they usually do when they start again, when they have more time in their hands or more money to spend. They usually go back, or some people usually go back to the music they were into when they were young. And I see those stuff happening in the French vinyl community. A bunch of young people in their mid 20s or mid 30s, and when they buy a turntable, and the first stuff yeah they try to buy stuff on vinyl of all the bands, like, Linkin Park, Blink 182, or Evanescence, the stuff they were into when they were young. Uh, so yeah, I'm expecting a nice report, guys, from the UK about Leeds, the fair, the fair, the Leeds fair. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Interesting album. Very interesting. Yeah. Wedding Present. That's 87 record. Post punk band from Leeds. Really like the cover. You can see late 60s George Best in the red jersey. Yeah. It's funny because we had a joke on the stream I hosted a couple of month ago with Stunny, with Rob Walker, and I was talking about Kevin Keegan and George Best, and he said, just to make something fun about that, he said, yeah, the Wedding Present is a great album. George Best, the Wedding Present, made me curious, and we also talk about that with these guys. So with my buddy Mike, some people will soon have a good surprise. I don't say nothing about that, but if these people, I don't know, maybe these people will watch or rewatch later. So yeah, so but hey, how about stuff? Um, as I said, this is the magic link. Uh, don't be afraid to talk to the ugly French guy without hair. Yeah, actually, I listened to some stuff this week. Um, various reasons. I had some discussion. It's really interesting now because we do have this not only the vinyl community challenge channel, but we also have this. Yeah, we have the channels, but we also have this. It's not like yeah, WhatsApp group, whatever. Yeah, when the discussions keeps going on after we watch videos or stream whatever. So and this is usually what happens. We start having a discussion with some friend, and makes me wanted to go a little deeper in my collection. And one of the record I listened to. Uh, hey, hi, hello.
Hello, hello. Yeah, well, I'm used to the haircut by now. Yeah, I
Oh,
saw it a couple of weeks ago, so
we are.
I'm not ready to come up.
It's been 1 month now. But I haven't made so much videos or appearance in live stream, so people are still shocked. What is this? What
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy? He talks like FVA. He has the same silly accent, but it's not. He's not FVA. It's
Yeah, yeah. I just dragged this out of a collection. There you go,
okay. Yeah,
George Best.
yeah,
Yeah, I bought another wedding present album actually at Leeds Record Fair today, and that's this is Tommy. Yeah,
okay.
1985, Tommy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was very cheap. Uh, Rob Walker spotted it, and we both bought a copy.
yeah. I never heard of this band until Rob Walker talked about that on the stream I did, and but I really like this jangly sound of guitar. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
reminds
Well,
me of yeah.
I claim Wedding Present uh, as a Leeds band, but uh, Rob Rob claims them for Manchester.
Okay, on
Yeah,
on the inner sleeve, it's written Leeds or the label.
yeah. They were formed in Leeds, but uh, it's like with a lot of Leeds bands, they are people who came together at university or art college in Leeds. So they tend to be from other places.
Mm-hmm.
People. So people like David Gedge is a Mancunian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's exactly the same in Paris. Some young fellows were not necessarily from Paris, but
Mm,
when they were student, when they were in a college or university, they formed there, and yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I listened to this album. I think I went online, and yeah, really liked it. To be
Excellent.
honest,
Good.
yeah,
Good.
you really like it. 1987, and yeah, the one I wanted to mention is this one. This is the one I listened to. This
Ah.
is an interesting Vertigo swirl, but Freedom. I think there were two ex-members from Procol Harum, and this is a typical maybe like Groundhogs, blues, heavy blues. It is a heavy blues record. Not that psych. It has psych elements, but singer has a very melodic voice. I think 1969 Freedom, and some guy from the Canadian vinyl community. I think he has a French speaking channel. Seb Audio Stop record store, Le Disquaire, showed this record. If you just happened to find a copy, it made me want to pull out mine and
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know that at all. I'll give it a listen.
Yeah, they also made another record which is pretty hard to find. I'm just trying to see if I can grab yeah, maybe later. And was released on the probe label. So
Right.
yeah. So how was the day out with the friends at the fair?
Yeah, it was really really good. So to start with, it's a very very nice sunny autumn day in Leeds today. So that made it all the better.
Yeah.
And the record fair itself, it takes place undercover, but it's at Leeds Market that tends to get very cold in the winter. So it was really nice. So we did our usual stuff. Started off with a cup of tea, and then round the 80 or so stalls at the record fair, and then we ended up in the pub discussing what we had bought. But one of the things we did was, well, I set everyone a challenge. That
You did.
what we
Yeah.
had to do is to buy, make a blind buy, essentially, but preferably a blind buy, very very cheap album that you don't know anything about. Preferably you haven't even heard of the artist. And we came across a vendor who was selling brand new vinyl. It's all in the shrink for £1 a go. And it seems to be I bought quite a lot of it, and it seems to be primarily European electronic synth pop, that kind of in that kind of area.
Okay.
Yeah, so plenty I didn't know. There was one that I did know. I knew the artist, and this is this lady, and she's called Clementine March, and
Okay.
she's she's both French and English, and yes, I got this album, and she was a bassist and a vocalist in an excellent sort of post-punk art rock band called Snapped Ankles. And the Snapped Ankles are absolutely superb live. I've seen them 2 or 3 times live, and their stage act is choreographed from start to finish, and it's always a fantastic show, and the music is great as well. So yeah, so I expect this to be a little bit electronic, a bit indie, but I'll find out later on, what it's actually like.
So some things a la Stereo Lab, maybe.
Maybe. Actually, Roll in the same bin, and I didn't spot it, and I think there are only about 2 copies of an album, and I can't remember the name of the band, but on the back it said that Laetitia Sadier was involved.
Yeah, which is
in the album. So and for those of you who don't know, she is the singer,
singer,
French singer in Stereolab.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we had a great time. But you were talking earlier about the topic that we discussed on Ian's a little while ago about overplayed songs, and you and I had a conversation, didn't we, about this over the phone.
That's why I wanted to take the topic and to bring to another level, maybe today. Yeah,
and you were I think your argument was that the vinyl community and YouTube actually promotes both new music and encourages people to go out and listen to something new, but it can also encourage people to stick with
Hmm.
the stuff that they're familiar with, the stuff that they grew up with.
Yeah.
And you can see that, can't you? In a lot of channels, people show the stuff that they really love and they've always loved.
Yeah, which is fine. And I have no
Yeah,
problem, even if I have the feeling that some songs are overplayed, and if I stumble upon a channel of a young guy, for him it's new music, he shows his enthusiasm. I'm really happy for him. I'm really
yeah, yeah.
happy, and I will
Like
support.
you.
And
Yeah,
yeah, like me, you like me when
yeah,
I was started to talk about yes or Genesis, and you were very kind and supportive the same way. But if the thing is overplayed, I'm sick and tired. But I talk about that anyway. Let's come on. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. It feels like a wasted opportunity to have a, a good discussion. Talk about the positive things rather than negative things.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, maybe so, maybe so. But I was just thinking with music, I'm very much into discovering new music, and all the time when I see Fred's just appeared, and Fred shows stuff, and I immediately want to go out and buy it. And I love doing that, but I would never abandon the stuff that I've loved for years.
me
Never
neither.
ever.
Me neither.
I think you've got to you know you
Yeah,
you got
me
to
me
sort of create that balance. I think
me.
between
Yeah, me neither. We have
yeah,
a WhatsApp group with a bunch of friends, and one of the file or one of the group is what do we spin? So people share what they just put on the turntable, what they listen to, and I usually took picture of the stuff they people don't know much about. When I listen to the White Album or Led Zeppelin 4, as I did maybe last week, I don't post that. I don't share this information. Maybe I talk with people. So okay, I had some evening where I will give some spin of some of the classics, but it's not something I promote. I'm using the time or the space on YouTube to promote that because people already know about that.
mm,
But it's about sharing our enthusiasm, and I think
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But for me, a lot of it is that when you're young, you tend to have a lot less disposable income, and
yeah,
particularly when you first start, getting into music, which is generally sort of when you're a teenager, you're at school, so your funds are really quite tight. So there's lots of stuff that you love, but you cannot you cannot buy everything. You cannot buy everything, and for me now, I'm still catching up on stuff. You know, bands and albums that I may well have bought. You know, 50
yeah.
years ago, would you believe? And I didn't. Because I was making choices. But it's a nice opportunity to sort of catch up uh, on the things that I'm familiar with but don't actually have in my collection.
Yeah, the same when I was 14 or 13 years old, I was massively into music, and I didn't have enough money because back then they were on a Spotify, they were on a YouTube. The only
Exactly.
the only thing I could do is to ride with my bike to go to Fnac in Mulhouse and to buy a CD,
Mm,
which cost 120 francs, later 22 euros, which was a huge amount of money because I just to have 50 euros, I had to wait 6 months, my birthday, my grandmother. So I had to make choices. And
yeah.
what I was doing back in the days was I was buying lots of greatest hits. And I know what your take on greatest hits are best of. That to me was a way to have a broad spectrum of of what an artist can do. because I couldn't afford to buy every single album by then. So I ended up having lots of greatest hits, Dire Straits, even Tom Jones and whatever to knows about that. Now it's different. Now it's different.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't, I wouldn't say. Don't get me wrong. I'm not totally against greatest hits albums. They're just not for me. Not for me now.
not for me now as well. Yeah, but it
Yeah,
was back in the day. It was.
yeah.
Yeah,
But living, growing up in a world where, if you mentioned online, everyone would go, "What's online?" Because online didn't exist, and so you would get your sort of musical clues from from the radio, and quite often radio stations tend to be quite conservative in what they play. And
yeah,
I mean, we were lucky enough in the UK to have DJs like John Peel who would champion new artists. And then there was a weekly music press. But the main point of influence for me and for my friends was each other.
yeah,
And we were, people, friends would go out and buy an album, and everybody else would give them a cassette tape, and you would get, you get quite a collection of albums on cassette tape,
yeah, yeah. The
and
same.
we would share our music, and that's how it was done, and that's a great way to do it, and without the funds to go out and buy every album that you'd like to buy, that was a very efficient way of doing it.
Yeah, me the same. I remember about this era of cassettes. I also remember about this era of burning CD. You know,
Yeah,
early 2000, and yeah, I took advantage of that. Certainly, yeah. One friend went to buy the latest Eminem, and everyone in the classroom wanted to have a copy, so we brought some CD. Can you burn me the CDs?
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah. That's a lot easier than making a pirate cassette tape of your album.
yeah,
I mean, the worst thing would happen is that you'd buy a C90 tape, and then you'd find out that the album that you've recorded actually runs to about 47 minutes.
oh,
It just doesn't quite fit on the tape.
uh, yeah,
But yeah, it was good fun, and it was and it's a very social way of consuming music as well, because you're constantly talking about uh, the music that you have, the music that you're listening to, and because of the way we were, propagating this music, everybody was listening to more or less the same stuff, and then somebody would find something new, and that would be brought in, and it was great fun. I mean, nowadays you go online and you can discover all sorts, can't you? Which is
and,
lovely.
and another reason why some people of your age, sorry, I'm not trying to be rude,
No,
you
don't
know
say.
how much I like you, lack of words, sorry, but some people say, hey, I started the channel because I was pretty much alone. All my friends I used to talk about music with were not interested anymore or not here any longer. What's your take? Do you still have some of some of your high school or college buddies where they're still into music, they're still interested about discovering stuff, or you're the
Uh,
lonesome
Not.
ranger?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much lost touch with most of the people I was hanging around with at school. It was a matter of you get to 18 years old. Everybody goes off to university. You go to different places, and then for a few years during the particularly during the summer and the Christmas time, everyone would come back home, and you'd meet up, and that was great. I used to love that. You'd sort of look forward to seeing your schoolmates. But then once you graduate, you get into a new life, probably not in your hometown,
Mm.
and it's quite difficult to keep track of absolutely everybody. But that's the way life is, isn't it?
Yeah, I moved. You don't have to tell me. I moved to another country.
Well,
Country.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So it's the same. I still have some old friends from back in the day, but they are not into music any longer, or a path maybe diverted in a way. And you have this feeling when you have some meeting, whenever I have the chance to go back to see my family and friends once a year in France. Maybe I have the chance to spend an afternoon with some of them, and we still talk about the old stuff. It's like life stopped, we don't have anything new to share, in common to share. Some, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So this is why I have more contacts with with VC friends on WhatsApp nowadays,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we not.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a great community, though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, yeah. It is absolutely.
And today, case in point, today there were five of us in Leeds, hunting for records together.
Yeah. Rob Walker was there. Simon, Ian,
Simon, Ian, and Nick.
Nick. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's
David.
vinyl buddy.
Nick's
Yes,
final buddy. Oh yeah. David Atkinson wasn't available, I think.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I've not.
Mm,
I've not bumped into David since the last time we did this, which was about 4 months ago. I think it was sometime in the summer.
mm. So yeah, I could get a hold of the copy. That's the other Freedom album I
All
have.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a pretty rare stuff, but yeah, these heavy blues, late '60s heavy blues. Yeah, I still love
Yeah.
on the Probe, beautiful Probe
Oh
label.
yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
It's, yeah. Not as sought after as the Vertigo Swirl,
yeah.
and probably makes it cheaper.
This
No?
was not. This one was not cheaper. This was
Right.
was really not cheap. But I found this in a record fair in France. I think four
Yeah.
years ago something, and I knew about the vendor, and he has a secret stash. In the
Oh
booth
yeah.
and behind the counter. I knew about that. I went to see the
Yeah.
guy, and every time say, "Hey, show me your
Yes.
treasures."
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want something a bit more serious?
Yeah.
A bit more hardcore.
Yeah, and speaking of the stuff you just said, this is a perfect example. This is a Vertigo Swirl,
Yeah.
but this could be an island record. Really,
Yeah.
that's an American band, and it's country folk ish, even with some jazz singing, 40s inspired parts,
Wow.
and it's not
What's it
that.
like? Because I saw a copy of that in
Yeah,
Leeds today.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. I really enjoy. As
Yeah.
I say, it was some soulish, but it's not like nitty gritty. It's not Black Sabbath. Definitely not.
Yeah.
As I say, highly folk, highly country folk inspired.
Yeah.
Almost pop. Yeah,
All right. Right.
yeah, yeah. Because that's those are the shed.
Yeah.
They still have lots of shed like that in.
Yeah. That's Nose House.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they converted some in the hotels. I slept in
Yeah.
one of those places between Eastbourne and Canterbury.
Yeah, I,
And
I was going to. I was going to say there's lots and lots of those around the sort of Kent Sussex border.
yeah, they were used
Because the
to
hop growing
hop
was,
drying, hop
yeah,
drying. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
really, really cool. I found this one in Den Bosch, and yeah.
yeah. Excellent.
So good evening, High Grade, another fellow member from the vinyl community. Fred will join the panel if anyone else wants to. Here's the magic link. Uh, so did you find some French stuff
I
today?
didn't find any French stuff, but you will have seen that I found this reissue, a band that I didn't know at all. You know, L'Empire des Sons.
Yeah, you talk about that on your
Yeah,
video Thursday.
and
Yeah,
I'm really surprised because normally, if I mention a French record on one of my videos,
it gets no interest.
nobody,
And
yeah,
that's me. And that's me.
nobody mentions it at all.
Yeah, yeah,
But this time, lots of people are saying that sounds really interesting.
yeah.
I mean, there's people like yourself and Fred that sort of knew of it already. But with my sort of English friends, that it was an Americans. People are saying they didn't know it, and it sounds interesting. So I was quite surprised and quite gratified, really. That
Yeah, it's an 86 record. Stanley played on his weekly live stream, and he played again on the Sunday
yeah,
live stream we host on a French speaking channel. And he knew at the time that the record just got reissued. He had
yeah,
an OG copy, which cost some money. I saw on Discogs price for an OG between 800 and 150.
I can imagine. Yeah,
Yeah, but he has released and reissued, and yeah, it is how can you describe that?
it's
Uh,
all sorts, isn't it?
yeah, minimal waves, collage.
Yeah,
Reminds me a little bit of Jacquenot or a guy called Ramuncho Mata. They were playing with sounds.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there seem to be different influences in every track. Because there's, I think it's first track. I've only listened to it about 3 or 4 times. I think the first track is called Venice, and
Mhm.
it's very sort of influenced by sort of Latin music. It's almost bossa nova,
Yeah.
and then you've got some sort of folky tracks sort of later on. Um, there's another track that's got male vocals on it that sounds very much like sort of to me it sounds very French sort of chanson,
Mhm.
that kind of style. But every track is different. But the album itself sort of hangs together really well. I think
Yeah.
it's as a whole, it's not just a collection of disparate songs.
Yeah.
It holds
Yeah.
together, but every track has different influences, and I think it's lovely.
How did you come across? Oh,
Um, it was hi
hello.
Fred. Yeah, I came across it because it was in the pre-orders of Jumbo Records. So I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. So I gave it a listen. Hey,
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 hello.
hi Jack.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show.
Hi there, folks. How's it going?
Great,
Fine.
great. You can tell the time difference. A cup of coffee, a cup of coffee, a beer. You can tell the time
Yeah.
zone.
Well, I've got a cup of tea because I've been drinking all afternoon.
It's water as well.
I was at Lee's Record Fair, Jack,
Oh,
and
very
we
good.
sat in the pub for about 3 hours afterwards.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you pick up anything nice?
Yeah, some pretty good stuff, and yeah, I mean, there's now I got one, but I've been looking for this on vinyl for quite some time, and Ramon, you'll know about this.
Yeah.
June Tabor and Martin Simpson, The Cut Above. So, I was pleased to get that, and it cost me next to nothing. It was absolutely, an absolute bargain. I mean, this has got a lovely version of Strange Affair on it,
Okay.
which is a Richard and Linda Thompson. And I got this as well.
Oh, I love that album. One of my favourites.
Yeah. Skip Spence.
Top.
Yeah,
Top.
Tremendous.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I saw it and I thought, yeah, I've got to have this. And
Yeah.
I did. And again, I mean, it's a reissue. You can see it's got a barcode on it.
Is that the Sundazed one? Is it the Sundazed reissue?
Sorry?
Is it the Sundazed reissue?
It's a reissue. I don't know what year it is, but it's got a barcode on it, so it's obviously
it was reissued by Sundazed really, really well.
Oh right, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks brilliant. Yeah, this is.
I've got on CD as well.
What sort of music is that?
It's on Sundays, yeah.
Homui would be your thing. I think it's like a loner folk record with like it's like a Sid Barrett record, but like he was in the Loving
Grape.
What was he in Loving Spoonful or
Moby
in
Grape?
Yeah,
Moby Grape. That's right. Yeah.
And then Matthew Katz, who was the manager of Moby Grape. I think he tried to attack him with an axe in New York, and he got institutionalized in the Bellevue Mental Hospital, and he wrote all those tracks when he was in Bellevue Mental Hospital. And then I think he took when he got out, he took a motorbike down to Nashville and he cut that album on his own. And a lot of people say that that's the first kind of one-man band type album where he went in, recorded all the drums, all the bass, guitar, and he played a lot himself.
It's very down in mood, isn't it? It's like
It is.
I've got a record here next to me which reminds me of it actually. The Dino
Valletti.
Yeah, Romu is busy. He's not looking, but he'd like this.
Sorry, yeah, I know this one.
Yeah, this is similar. Yeah,
Gino Vanelli.
It was in Quicksilver. Service week. Yeah, and
I've never heard that.
It's a bit like a Sid Barrett or Skip Spets that you just showed. It's on the same line, but very depressed, very very down, but super album, 1968. Yeah, it's just there. I've got all these folk records that are all these like psych folk. I was going to make an installment about psych folk on one of my channels, and it's all there.
Is it a folk stream today?
No.
That's another similar one.
I don't know this one.
Satya Sai Matra Kali.
I like look at that. Yeah.
Oh, we can go on. I've got a few there. This is great.
This one is like this guy had the most horrendous life imaginable. I think he did he audition for the Monkees. He was a bit of a child star. I think his name was Craig Smith, but he ended up going on what was it called, like the kind of hippie trail into Afghanistan and all these different Far Eastern countries in the 60s, and he ended up, I think he became like a massive acid casualty. I think while he was in Afghanistan, he got gang raped, and he basically lost his mind, attacked a load of people in a market, and by the time he got back to the UK, he had massive drug problems and mental health problems. I think he tried to attack his mother as well, but he ended up going into the studio and recorded a load of kind of acid folk. I suppose a lot of people would think rambles, because it's not even as focused as or something like that. This is a little bit more unhinged, but he released 2 albums. He did this one Apache, and he did another one called Inca, and they're both fantastic. They're really good. They're actually getting a reissue for Record Store Day. This next one in November, but I think it's a regional release, so I'd imagine it's probably only been released in the States.
Yeah. What's the name of the guy again?
He's called, so this was the pseudonym that he took on, Satya Sai Matra Kali, but his real name is Craig Smith. There's a book being written about him. It's called something like Out of the Darkness or something like that. His real name's Craig Smith. There's some good documentaries on YouTube about him, but quite an interesting character. He became, just one of like a classic 60s acid casualty.
Yeah. It's funny, his nickname reminds me of Terence Trent D'Arby's new name. It's always the same name. Here, this one I've got at my. Do you guys know this record?
No.
Mij?
No.
He's a guy called Jim Holmberg. I think he was a New Yorker. This came out on ESP disc originally. This is a reissue, and it's an acid folk oddity where the guy actually yodels on the record, and so it's weird as fuck, but at the same time it's very, very listenable. It's from 1969. It's all done. It's just him in the studio with his guitar. It's a bit like, again, Skip Spence or a bit of Syd Barrett, but kind of with a sense of humor or something. with a more like somebody who didn't take acid, somebody who was just like naturally happy. It's very, very nice little record. I've got them all here, so it's kind of cool because it's randomly been the topic. Anybody else want to follow
with the psy folk?
Oh, I've got one here, another one on this exact line. Actually, this record.
Oh, what's that?
This is a guy called Bobby Brown. So it's called The Enlightening Beam of Alexander by Bobby Frank Brown. So this guy, I don't know if you can see the instruments. Can you see the instruments? It says about 50 homemade instruments designed to be as small as possible and placed on the racks. So it's him with a lot. It's like a Moondog record, but like a folk Moondog record, if you will. It was very, very kind of under the radar, super under the radar. It's acid folk again, or sack folk, American guy, and he was as I said, a guy who made his own instruments, and the whole thing sounds really earthy. And do you know the band Exuma? Do you know of Exuma?
Oh yes, yeah.
It is like an Exuma record, but like a one-man band, Exuma. Yeah. So that's the reference point I would give you. Yeah. There you go. Sorry. Just weird things. I haven't prepared this at all. It was just here.
It's always better like that, just go with the flow, just see where the conversation takes us.
We love this. We all love this.
This a must-have, isn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
This has got a little tinge of psych, I suppose, but I never noticed before the association with Ron Geeson.
Oh, let's all do it. Let's all show it.
Yeah, right.
This will be the thumbnail.
We'll get
like kids in a candy store. Okay, that's definitely a turn to a full stream. Didn't expect that, but who cares?
I'll just get a couple of records.
Yeah, I was listening to this.
There we go. Right. We've all got one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm coming. You ready? Let's go.
Yeah. Do you want to take it out of the? I'll take it out of the what's it. Otherwise, it's just gonna shine back.
You should put this as your thumbnail for the.
I will.
Yeah. Yeah. We're a diverse lot, aren't we?
But it's such a look. It's such a wonderful sounding. Like she sounds like Nico a little bit, but like if Nico could sing, sort of thing.
Yeah,
she's got this kind of, and the orchestrations behind are just immaculate. They're well orchestrated. It's a beautiful record. It's unique, really.
And of course, it's on John Pill's label, isn't it?
Dandelion, yeah. Who's got one
as well? That was on my shelf.
Original.
I'm after that.
Yeah.
That's one I'm after. Mike Stevens.
Mike Stevens, yeah.
I want to get that.
He's a Welsh guy. Yeah.
That sounds. That looks good. Yeah.
Again, it's like a loner psychedelic folk. Oh,
I
you
think
know it.
I think that's the only album that he sings English on. All his other
I
albums,
think so.
he
Yeah,
sings
yeah.
in Welsh. But yeah, I'm desperate
Yeah.
to get that album. That's high in my want list.
Show
But
us
back to
the
Bridget
show us
St. John.
the Roger Geesin and the I've got that record too. It's great.
Yeah.
It's Ron Geesin and Roger Waters.
Waters. Yeah. I
It's
think
like a
where
big
this
show.
is kind of weird. His orchestration on the Bridget St. John album is so
Yeah.
tastefully done. I think I think for me that's like the closest anybody got to sounding like. I know she was a contemporary of Nick Drake, but she almost is like the female Nick Drake. Some of
Yeah.
those songs.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
That song,
That's a good assumption. Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
to Stay on side one for me just sounds so much like a Nick Drake song.
We were doing a folk stream the other day, and I was saying that's a song. It's one of my, top 10 favorite songs ever.
It's beautiful.
I just love that melancholy in the voice.
Yeah.
Okay,
you hear that song and you think, and the way she just delivers that, it's very sad. It was a John Martin song too. Yeah.
If you're ever gonna do episode 3, you're hired, Jack.
Okay,
We all decided.
this is really cool.
Hey, Lucas.
Oh, yes.
Do you get this record? Again, it's like another loner folk, psychedelic folk. What's interesting is the first side of this is really a folk record. The second side is more like a Jimi Hendrix record, but it's a great. I think it came out in 70. Oh, I can't remember, but 75 or thereabouts. It's a bit later, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. People in the comments can shit on me if they want. Okay, here we go.
No, they do. Don't do that on my channel.
Oh yes, they do.
No, they don't. It's a small channel. Everyone knows each other.
Yeah, there was a band that I showed on the folk stream, and I was in a record store in Leeds last week, and the guys were sorting through some records on the counter that they just got in, and one of them was this, Trembling Bells, Abandoned Love.
Yeah.
So this is one that I bought it on CD when it came out, and I think the vinyl followed the CD. I think the vinyl was in effect a reissue, but yeah, this is great sort of droney English Scottish folk music, and I think I said on the folk stream that they very much sort of take their cue from the landscape. So a lot of the songs are about places they love, places they've been, rivers, the moorlands, and all sorts of things. But yeah, if you don't know them,
what's the name of the band?
Yeah.
Trembling Bells.
Abandoned Love, and the one I showed last time, it's called Constant Pageant. And
what year? Yeah. What year is that from? Roughly.
It's 2000, I think. It's quite. They're quite a recent band.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you, and I can't.
That doesn't matter. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I can't see a date, but you can certainly get. Constant Pageant, I think, is available in vinyl now. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Do you guys know this one?
No.
These Trails, they were a band from Hawaii, and again, very much in that psychedelic folk mode. You've got guitar, dulcimer, tabla. So it's got this kind of hippie folk, and a bit of harp, synth. I don't know if you can see that. And it came out in 1973, Privately Pressed, and that's a Drag City. That came out quite a while back. Drag City re-released it in 2011, which is the one I've got here. these trails, very, very, very cool record, and I love the cover on the beach there. It's kind of a sepia thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm surprised that Jack isn't hip to these trails. I would have thought that was.
No, I've never
that
never
would be
heard
your
of them.
thing. But it's nice. Yeah, it's a nice record.
This is a good one. You know this
We
one?
can't have everything. Yeah, Brussels Machine. Yeah. The bread
that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, great
This
record.
is like I think a repress from '84, but still on that cool Pils label.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really good. This is definitely. It's funny having a German band who seem to be so influenced by English folk or Scottish folk. You know, you've got a song on here called, what is it? Is it Go Lassie? It's called. I can't remember. Yeah, Lassie, track 2 on the second side. Just, it's funny to have Gedanken, track 1, and then Lassie is track 2, a very Scottish word for a girl. But yeah, it's really it sounds like they were very influenced by English folk or Scottish folk at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we could go into German folk as well.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
But do you know Vitus and Vestrup as well? You know that record?
I know the record. I don't have it, but that's one that I've came close to picking up a few times. You can pick that up a bit cheaper. I had to pay quite a lot for that, but
yeah, mine is a reissue from a bit later too. But it doesn't matter. I don't really. I'm not a.
No, either am I.
You can't buy originals for everything.
The big one I'm after is I'm sure you've probably got it. Is Holderin? The Holderin they're called Trom, the one with the tree on the front.
No, I don't have that. No, I don't think so.
That's I had the option to buy that when I was in Berlin, but again it was too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably settle for a reissue.
One of the latest.
Oh, you have it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the label is in Toronto, so you know you would have got it quite easily. I had to pay big for mine.
And it's a beautiful old-fashioned label with a made in Canada box. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike, for showing it last time. So we gave the push to.
So this is folk. This is folk, acoustic folk, very like dark, post-dramatic. The same ambience I have in the Lodestar, for instance, or Shirley Collins. You know,
yes, that's a lovely album. I don't have that on vinyl, Lodestar.
It's like this.
Lodestar, yeah.
It's like this, or like this, or like
primitive.
This.
Oh, you got some jump. Oh, you got lots of jump high there. Yeah.
I've just picked a few there, but I've got
he's the godfather of American primitivism, isn't he?
Yeah, it's really worth seeing. There you go. So this is Volume 1, Blanjo Death. Super. These are like kind of not original pressings, but they're like very early presses of them.
Yeah.
John Fay. He basically coined the term American primitive. Well, you know, he's the one the idiom is based on, basically. There's Tacoma Records. But I've got a section here, like that section here, that is missing. Is all American primitive record. It's only like probably a cube worth, but there's a lot of these kinds of records. Volume 4, fantastic record. This is killer.
Oh yeah.
I've got the Yellow Princess too there, and America is the best for me. I love America. This is fabulous, you know. But the records, if you persist, you can find those, you know. You could do a whole installment of it. In fact, one of our folk installments could be American primitive.
You see, when you talk about classic rock, you have lots of views. Then you talk about prog, then about folk, and then
Yeah.
American primitive. Then you get two people.
Yeah.
I've got a record here that I took out from, because okay, so this is American primitive here, and just next to it, here is UK folk. That's my UK folk section.
Right.
And I pulled this out of my UK folk section. Very, very little known little record. Modern records came out in 2020 something. I don't know exactly, but it's fairly recent. Maybe is a date here. Is there a date? 23, yeah. 23. And these are basically two really gifted English guitar players. They don't sing, they just play music. So it's in between American primitive and UK folk. But it's just a lovely record. It's really, really, really beautifully played and executed, and just has a lot of style. Henry Parker and David Ian Roberts, Chasing Light. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, Fred. I listened to Megabass.
Actually, sorry, just before it actually says here what they play in. Like it says, okay, David, he plays in D A D. Yeah, like, can you see that there's the tunings, you know?
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's very Davy Graham infused, that record. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. 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 I was saying, Fred, I listened to Megabass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll have to see if I can hunt a copy down.
Oh, it's not hard to. I don't think it's a hard record to get. Here, I could get you a copy in 2 seconds, but because it's pressed here, efficient space. But let me know if you have trouble finding one. I can source you one otherwise quite easily.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. But this is the thing, isn't it? Vinyl community. People share records, and the rest of us have to go out and buy them.
Megabass. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Joyce record. I know the cover, but I can't remember what it is. What is this?
Alexei Murdoch. And the album's called Time Without Consequence. It's like a modern folk album.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good. Find me a song that sounds more like Nick Drake than All My Days. I'm surprised that he wasn't sued by Nick Drake's estate for releasing that song, because that's about as Nick Drake as it gets. All My Days. It's a fantastic, fantastic song in its own right, but Breathe's a beauty as well. Really, really good. He sounds a little bit like John Martin. He's a bit of a
oh wow, in that case,
also kind of
in that case,
it's really, really, really good. This is one of these Newbury comic reissues, because the original presses of this go for a fortune.
I've definitely seen that record, Jack.
Yeah,
I've
it's really
seen
good
it before, but I couldn't work out where it was. Yeah, but now you
give All My Days. Give that a spin on Spotify or YouTube or whatever. I'm sure you would like it. It's really, really good. It's a really melodic track. But no, the whole album's brilliant. I've got his second album as well, which is really good. He's an English singer-songwriter.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Yeah, another one to make a note of.
Yeah. Folk is a very wide territory to explore.
Okay, here. Here's a very well-known folk record that I was playing just the other day. This is a fabulous record.
Oh yes, yeah.
Pearls Before Swine, Balaclava. This is a guy called Tom Rapp, and he has a lisp when he hinge with a lisp. And it actually worked. When you listen to him sing, you think, oh, this is stupid, but it actually, and I love the Hieronymus Bosch cover. Is that Bosch? Yeah, I think it is.
It looks like Bosch, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's Hieronymus Bosch. The
Painter.
yeah,
Yes, a lovely vision of hell. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I've been looking for that album for a long time. I have it on CD, but just don't.
no, it's not. It's not Bosch. It's that's why I was questioning. It's actually Bruegel the Elder.
Oh, it's Bruegel, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
From the
There you
Prado.
go. Yeah.
But it's funny because I was at the Prado probably like a couple of years ago, and I went to see the Garden of Earthly Delights, which is in the Prado, and that's Bosch, and that's also in the Prado, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool. But this is an amazing little record. I mean, honestly, and One Nation Underground is really good too. I've got that too. Their other record, but I think these records are not too hard to find. Although this is original on ESP disc, so probably a bit more difficult these days. But yeah, there we go.
Does anyone have a take on what Zep is commenting at Chrome? Not sure what he's
Chrome.
he refers to.
Do you mean the San Francisco post-punk band Chrome? Is that Zeb? Is that what you say? Chrome, as in like what's their records called? I think they were like a late 70s, early 80s post-punk band from San Francisco. Zeb, confirm please in your comment. Whilst we're waiting.
Yeah.
Another folk record, amazing folk record, the Insect Trust. You know this one? You guys know this one?
No.
That's very much in the vein of a Fairport Convention, but American records. They were from Hoboken, New Jersey, and it was really weird that they didn't get signed on the ESP disc as well, because they're really in that mold of like weirdo folk ESP disc, like this band here, the Fugs.
Oh yes, yeah, the Fugs. Yeah.
Which is very much like that's ESP. They should have been ESP as well, but this is clearly a reissue. I've had this for years and years. I don't know when I bought this, probably more than 10 years ago, but I've never kind of upgraded it because I don't play it enough. Like sometimes you get records, you know, it was like you've got records. If you don't play them that often, a reissue will just do. But I've played this a bit recently, and if you like Jefferson Airplane and Fairport Convention, and I would say it sounds a little bit also like the Incredible String Band. You would like this, the Insects Trust.
Right. That sounds good.
Yeah, the Insect Trust. American, 1968 or 69 or thereabouts. Yeah. Super cool. Hippie folk. Yeah. So, I took for granted that these records, like a record like this, to me is like it's like a normal kind of, but it's good. It's good to take them out and show them. Nice.
That's a beauty. If you know this one.
Oh, you showed that on your channel, didn't you, a while ago, Jack?
Yeah, I've shown it a few times. This is like kind of Canadian psych folk. I think it's like a kind of, it's not private press, but like a very small press. They're called MM&C Records. I think they were noted for French Canadian folk, like traditional folk bands, and these guys got on it. Led by this guy here, is he Darcy Draper, who put out some solo folk psych folk classics as well. I think he's got a few albums in the Acid Archives, but this is with the band Mantra. I love that album cover, so cool. But they sound a bit like, at times, there's a few tracks that sound a little bit like Simon and Garfunkel, I think. Other songs sound a bit more traditional folk, and then there's other songs on here that sound a little bit more trippy. Yeah, really, really, really good. It's interesting because they weren't a three-piece. These guys must have been the three main dudes, because they were like a five-piece band, but only these three guys got a picture on the back. The rest of them must have not been deemed cool enough to be on the back cover.
They should have put a horse like with the birds and David Crosby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In the place of one of
cool.
them.
This has never been reissued or anything, so it's quite a rare one. And I was so lucky to pick this up. I picked this up in a small collection. I paid about £3 for it. But yeah,
Lovely.
this would be definitely a favourite if it was reissued again, because it's really good. Great songwriting, and it's kind of interspersed with these kind of folk instrumentals. So we've got Hopscotch Part 1, Hopscotch Part 2, and Hopscotch Part 3 are all instrumentals, but the rest, lots of 12-string guitars, and yeah, a little bit birdsy. But yeah, cool album.
Sounds good.
Mantra.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's we're
Yeah.
It's really cool. You need to turn up your YouTube window. It's really cool. You need to
He's muted.
YouTube window.
Yeah. Mute your YouTube. Yeah. You're muted.
Yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Now.
There we go. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay. It's my first time using this setup, actually guesting somewhere. I've never
We're getting now.
Yeah. We still have it.
But nice to see you all again. And
No, you need to do something about your echo, which can't go like this.
Yeah. It's usually if you mute YouTube.
Now let's try something.
Yeah.
YouTube is right off.
Yeah,
Right,
I had to do the echo cancellation on my side.
Oh,
On your mic. Seems to work now.
okay. That probably is it. Is there a way I can go back in the settings and do that?
No, yeah, I did it for you. It's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again too. There, I had to go out and go get some stuff, but I'm quite the lightweight when it comes to folk music. But being the you could say haphazard type of collector that I am, I find what I find while I'm out digging. That's it. And sometimes stuff came in collections, but then there's other things where it's just like, put this record on and wow, this actually caught my ear. I remember talking with you, Remote, about this group, and I got to take it out of this. There we go.
Yeah, Sega.
Oh,
this album, it's definitely folk, and I just loved it when I first heard it. And noticing that it came out something like 1973 and it had the old Warner logo on it, I was surprised to see it was a reissue copy. And since it is reissued, then it must have meant that it actually was successful and something, worth trying out.
We don't see that often, this record. Séguin was very famous over here in the French-speaking part of Quebec. Richard, he made a couple of records with his sister. I think this is his sister on the cover.
The two of them, yeah.
They made later some collaboration with Serge Fiori from the band. Yeah, that's the one. The other one, yeah, this is a classic $5 bin over here. Yeah, this one, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Séguin, yeah. So the kind of same of pastoral folk, if you know harmonium.
And it was 1976 for this one.
Yeah, this is a little bit later. Yeah.
And this one's CBS. It's not Warner. But I did come on Ian's stream the one time and showed a whole lot of comedy records. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's a lovely album, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah,
And that's the
Yeah.
fella that just passed recently too, right?
yeah. He passed away. Yeah, it was so much emotion. And you know, it's funny because I gave as a VCLT the other one to David Atkinson, and lots of people say that reminds me. Hey, reminds me a little bit of PFM, and I have an explanation for that because Serge Fiori, his father was an Italian Montrealer, so they were listening to lots of opera, and they were playing in a small band in a ballroom, and you can tell really it has this Italian feeling. But yeah, Harmonium. This album, this is a masterpiece. That's the only French-speaking prog album ranked in the best prog album of all time. Yeah, 1975.
Harmonium.
Harmonium. Yeah, that the one you showed. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not really a prog album, to be honest.
No,
I mean,
no, it's not.
a little bit.
I don't know. I think it is prog. I think it deserves to be called prog. Yeah.
There's a rock and roll radio show on Toronto University Radio, and this guy plays, he'll play anything that will grab your ear, and sometimes he will throw in, especially one of his favorites is French prog, especially out Quebec way. And I think he had played one of the Harmonium albums, like there was a long track on it. It was like almost a whole side, I think. And anyhow, the show is called Dr. Mouth's Rock and Roll Lunch Party.
Okay, it's interesting because over here in Montreal we do have McGill, the English university in Montreal. They also have a radio station which is quite interesting. Sometimes people play bossa nova or tropicalism. They don't have the pressure, with the money, with the commercial, and but I didn't know about the one you mentioned from Toronto.
It's CIUT FM.
CIUT. Okay, yeah.
And actually, they are online. You can listen live.
Yeah.
CIUT.FM, I think it is.
Hey, I'm sick and tired of radio stations. Those are the only radio station I still listen to.
And it's very diverse programming. It's across the board.
University or the one from First Nations, we have to call it right now. Yeah. Sometimes they play some great stuff. Yeah.
We call them First Nations here too.
Yeah. We have over here called Kanawaki. That's the place close to Montreal, and they have a great radio station. They play some old 50s or stuff I never know about.
And
in Melbourne here, we've got two really, really good community stations that do really good work here as well. They're really very good, but they ask for membership every year. Every year they remind you to support them so that they can continue. Yeah, but it's good. Community radio station is the way to go. Like all these commercial radios are fucking shit, really. I mean, like most of them are just dreadful.
Well, and that circles back to what you started off with, talking about the songs we're sick of, and that's because regular radio has just beat us over the head with them for so many years, and we've worn out enough copies of our own.
Yeah.
But when are you going to? Where on normal radio are you going to ever hear a track by Nasakhiwan, the Moroccan Gnawa band? Never, and you're never going to hear that anywhere because it's too far under the radar. It's Moroccan Mohamed Damraoui. That I listened to this last night. It's very, very trance-inducing kind of chants and beautiful music from. This is a great French label. Actually, the Disque Espérance.
Oh, yeah.
It's a French label. These are the kind of records that I salivate over. I want to hear this. It's cool.
What kind of sound would that be, Fred?
What?
Sorry?
What kind of sound would they be, Fred?
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
What's that?
What would their sound be? Who would they sound like, or what kind of style? Yeah,
these ones. Oh gosh, it's what's your reference point? I mean, this is Moroccan music, devotional Moroccan music. You've got, I can't place. I can't give you a set. Listen to Nasser Gwan, and you'll get a set. It's ethnic.
So would it be traditional?
Yeah, traditional. Music? Yeah, very traditional. Yeah, super trad. Yeah, trad, and with traditional instruments and very hypnotic music. Because Gnawa is music that was designed to put people into a trance, And we talked about David Graham before, the English guitar hero. Well, he went to Marrakesh and he played with bands like these in the street, and that's how he learned that's how he learned how to tune his guitar in DAD, GAD. Like the tuning comes from that point in time.
When are they from?
These guys are from Marrakesh, I think.
When? What year would they be?
Oh, this is after Davy Graham. This is from the 70s, maybe 70s. Yeah.
The flared trousers look very 70s, don't they?
Yeah.
I suppose Incredible String Band did the same, didn't they?
Well, Robin Williamson
around that time.
Yeah, they were somewhere into Afghanistan.
Yeah,
and some to Morocco as well.
Yeah.
The German band Embryo as well. They did this to Embryo. Embryo. Yeah. They went to India and stuff. And sorry.
You guys were talking about ESP disc records earlier.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
One of the only ones that I found that I have is somewhat crazy. The Holy Modal Rounders.
Oh, yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Oh.
It's called Indian War Whoop.
Very cool.
Does that have? Do you want to be a bird on it?
No, this is
lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Amazing.
It came across in an auction quite cheap, and I was so happy to get it. But I'll get it out here so at least you can see. It's very simple, of course, the way the records are. Well, it's a little too bright here. Sorry, but it's a very plain label, and it just has new disc or ESP disc, Holy Modal Rounders, and the song titles. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Holy Modal Rounder are in the same mold as the Fugs, really. They're the same.
Well, they were contemporaries, weren't they?
Yeah.
They
very much so. And the Fugs, I'd love to get more of their records because Peter Stampfel is just
it's brilliant.
Crazy band. Crazy. I mean, well, anyone associated with Allen Ginsberg, it's got to be a bit wacky as a.
Well, that's what I had mentioned. I showed up on Ian's stream one time, and I showed a whole mess of comedy records.
You did. I remember that. I remember you doing that. Yeah.
That Calac shelf is all comedy.
Wow, that's dedication.
Half of it is empty because I have a lot of stuff out to be washed because Dr. Demento retired. He was the guy in the States that played all those crazy records all the time, and I'm trying to piece together a couple of tribute streams that I can just play the records and whatever comes next. But I brought that up because the craziness like that's sort of up my alley. And there's comedians that actually made a couple of Play It Straight records. This one, these two guys are amazing musicians.
Yeah.
Jethro Burns over here, he got to be known as a very, very well-known jazz mandolinist. And this fellow over here, Homer Haynes, they were both session musicians for RCA Nashville. And Jethro here, this fella, he was married to Chet Atkins' sister. So There are a lot more country on this, but they're more folk based. But they participated in a lot of the sessions that RCA Victor did
Mhm.
for for the folk scene as well as country, and so it's kind of hard to not miss them when you see their records everywhere, but they're usually just sloughed off as comedy.
Yeah.
And another play it straight one.
The Smothers Brothers.
Yep.
That's the name.
They were known as as the kind of like the bickering brothers, and this album they started out as folkies in the early 60s, back in the right back in the day.
So are you saying that these guys just went on to be comedians afterwards? Is that what you're saying?
They did this album much later, after they were already comedians for quite a long time.
Because seeing their expression on the front cover, they don't look like comedians.
Yeah, they don't look very funny, do they?
They look awfully serious.
Yeah.
They look like Jehovah's Witnesses trying to make a folk record,
Oh yeah, no one.
Well,
Yeah.
this-
Yeah,
Any of you know this album?
Yeah, go.
That's from the mid 60s, so yeah.
Well, I have that. Yeah, superb, isn't it?
I
What is
knew
this?
you would have this, Mike. I know
What?
you like your French kind of
Yeah.
indie psych pop. I bought this recently. I've been meaning to get this for ages, but it's one of these kind of albums that I've just
What
slept on
is
for
it?
too long. It's Melody's Echo Chamber.
It's Melody the Ghost Chamber.
I've got- Yeah, there's a new album out soon.
Oh wow.
But she made more like shoegazy, dream pop kind
Yeah.
of records.
This isn't
Yeah.
like that. This is more
Mm.
this is more psych pop.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a French feel to it. She was dating Kevin Parker at the time from Tame Impala.
Tame Impala, yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
think, what's it called? Is it Bon Voyage? Is that?
That's right. It's Bon
Yeah,
Voyage.
right. Yes, I was trying to think what it was called.
Yeah.
Her first couple of records were very cool. The one with a face on. There's the one with just a face.
Yeah.
With the beads in front of her face.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
really nice kind of dream pop album. But
I think this is my favorite one. The thing that I like about this one is you think it's kind of dreamy psych pop all the way through, but there's funky bits in this as well, and it kind of jumps around genre. I think this is really cool. It's really, really trippy. This and
I need to. I probably need to listen to this because she sort of lost me a little bit for a while. But yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's really, she's really, really good.
Out. She's got a new one out very soon.
That's a lovely little limited
like
edition. I
she's
picked
like a
up.
modern day. She's like a modern day version of this chick here. Of that.
Yeah.
She's a modern day version.
Yeah.
Françoise Hardy, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name? Melody. What's her real name? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, one of the things I do is actually restore.
Melody Prochet.
Prochet, yeah. Melody Prochet, yeah. That's right, yeah. Mm.
I actually restore recordings and scratchy records and stuff like that. And someone just recently gave me Françoise Hardy just to try and clean it up, but it's the worst scratched record I've ever played ever.
I did. Yeah.
It's next to impossible because her music is so intricate in some spots that
Yeah. Mm.
trying
French dudes. Do you guys know these guys?
Oh yeah, I've got loads of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this. This is amazing. I think.
Yeah.
Another band that I've slept on for too long. It's so cinematic. This I love all the kind of little references to cinema, and especially French cinema.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, Lionel Limonana has done quite a few soundtracks.
Well, they played on a lot of soundtracks.
Yeah.
I don't know this, but it looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really, really good. This is the only album I've heard up to now, but
Yeah,
Definitely like to get some more of
Mike
his
showed
stuff.
an album a month ago, and I just went to online and I stumbled upon a bossa nova kind of song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The stuff,
yeah,
the stuff on here, it sounds quite. Some of it sounds quite soundtracky. Some of it like quite orchestral, and then other parts it sounds like French yeye,
Yeah,
and then other parts almost like garage rock. It's really cool.
yeah,
yeah.
it's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is
Well, that's a great cover.
Lionel Limonana, yeah. So this is Thatcher's Not Dead, which is a horrible thought, isn't it? Yeah, but there you go. The first track on here is called Snatcher, which refers to Margaret Thatcher's early nickname when she was Minister for Education, and she took away free school milk, and she was known as Margaret Thatcher Milk Snatcher.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I thought you were going to say.
Did Morton say he was listening to L'Empire du Son?
Yeah, this is what he.
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
So he said, yeah.
yeah. Well done, mate. Yeah. So there's all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
I'm just seeing Morton saying Romy's new haircut is badass. I love it. I would second that. That's a sharp haircut, Morton.
Yeah, I already
Sorry,
talked.
Romeo.
I already
Yeah.
talked about that at the very early stage of the stream. Won't be.
Yeah.
Coming back onto a little bit of folk-ish music, I've got
Yeah.
some records there next to me. You heard this record? Make me do.
No.
Michael O'Shea is an Irish guy, but I think he lived in Northern Ireland. Sorry, not Ireland, but Northern Ireland. He made this record in 1982, I think, and it's on an instrument that's like a zither. It's called a mokara. It's a dulcimer type of instrument. So if you know Laraji, if you know what Laraji sounds like, it's like an Irish version or Northern Irish version of Laraji, very sort of hypnotic. Like it's played with mallets, and he just taps on the strings, and you've got this kind of like almost repetitive, almost minimalist Steve Reich, kind of endless repetitions of like notes in a looping pattern, and yeah, so it's a one-off record. He never made any other record, and he died unfortunately very early on, but that's a nice little record to like. This is just a reissue of it, it's been reissued a couple of times, but by this record label here. Yeah, recommend it. And in the same vein, kind of, I've got two records here. Sorry, just hijacking the screen. It's worth it. This is kind of similar in a way. This is Daniel Schmidt and the Berkeley Gamelan. So this sounds very much like a gamelan kind of record. That's why I've got both. It's called In My Arms, Many Flowers. It's an archival record that was re-released in 2016. And that's what it says on the tin. It's a composer, Daniel Schmidt. He was a professor at Berkeley University, and he composed this kind of like semi. It's a Western take on gamelan, and it's very, again, super hypnotic. You know gamelan, I imagine, the Indonesian classical music form. Very, very soothing, hypnotic music, and you can find this, I think, but there's just a couple of records that are here in the crate, just that I've been playing a bit. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, there was we're talking about comedy record, and there's some folk parody here, English folk parody, and it's you know of the Copper family, don't you? The
Yeah.
Very influential family from Sussex, particularly Bob and Ron Copper, who the family had been singing traditional folk songs of Sussex, down the years, and I mean they're still doing it. And people like Shirley Collins, she references the Copper family. Well, this is the Kipper family. And
Crab Wars.
I mean, the Crab Wars, and it's they're from Norfolk, and they're who are they? Yeah, it says the Crab Wars, a ballad opera of the olden times, as remembered by Sid and Henry Kipper. So Sid and Henry are this sort of father and son, and they're telling the story of the Crab Wars, which
whereabouts in Norfolk? I'm guessing Cromer.
Yeah. It was Cromer and Sheringham.
Cromer crabs. That's where the crabs come from.
And basically it's Romeo and Juliet. This, but the people on here. Ashley Hutchins is on here. John Kirkpatrick, Shep Woolley, Kathy Lassurf, Martin Carthy, Tim Laycock, Phil Beer, Peter Bellamy's on here. Fairport Convention even have a little bit on this album, So yeah, it's very good, because it's proper folk music, but it's also quite funny, and the tracks are sort of, the music is interspersed with Sid and Henry Kipper recalling the story. So it's done in the style that the son is trying to get his father to remember the history of the Crab Wars, and he keeps getting it wrong, But it's quite a funny album. Yeah.
Are they original tracks, or are these traditional songs from the Fens?
Yeah.
I'd be quite interested to hear it, just for the now that you've told some of the story. I love hearing some of the background before hearing the album, of course.
Yeah, it's good. And as Headley says here, it's it's a pastiche of the Transports. Yeah. So
you sort of struck a nerve with me too. I'm a big fan of Shel Silverstein, and this was originally called Inside Folk Songs, but this is a reissue from 1969.
Wow.
A couple songs that he wrote, you'd probably know, like The Unicorn, or let's see, Boa Constrictor. I think Johnny Cash did that. 25 Minutes to Go. That was a big Johnny Cash.
Oh, yes, I know that. I know the Johnny Cash version anyway. Yeah.
But his is the original, and it's not too often you see the Canadian pressings of anything from back then. But this is how our Atlantics looked in 1969.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very different.
And this was pressed by RCA in Smiths Falls, Ontario. Whoop. And that's probably some of the best pressings I've ever heard of Atlantic albums. So Shel Silverstein was known for recording his own albums with a very high-pitched, gravelly voice. I think that's the only way you can call it. But he dabbled in country and folk, as well as a lot of the humor. He was a cartoonist for Playboy magazine. He ended up doing children's poetry in the 80s, and he won a Grammy for doing a children's poetry album called Where the Sidewalk Ends, which is one of his books.
That's really famous, isn't it? That's a really famous book.
And it came out as an album as well. Not too long ago, I think Sony reissued it as a picture disc with his artwork all over it, which is really nice. And that's probably about what I could find in just short notice as far as folk music goes, because I go everywhere as far as my picks of genres go, but I sort of stuck more to the rock and roll and oldies. I kind of grew up with that and stuck with it.
How popular was that in Ontario? Because I get a chance to travel very often to Toronto, and I see there are lots of UK pressing new wave stuff, post punk, in British bands. But how is it with folk? Do you?
Personally, it was just something that was there, so I didn't have as much exposure to it. So most of my exposure was just what I found and actually listened to, and it caught my ear.
Okay.
And my collecting goes into different formats. I'm into 78 RPM, listening, restoring, as well as any of these. Where am I going? Hoosier Hot Shots from 1940, doing Tiger Rag, which was the first jazz song. I have Spike Jones and his City Slickers because of that Dr. Demento thing. One of his very first ones was called Cocktails for Two. And that's 1944, I think. One of Spike Jones' very first. It was called Behind the Swinging Doors. And Red Wing. That got to be sort of a jazz standard too. But I could keep going for quite a while. This is just a few of them that I cleaned recently and will be making use of. There's a lot of comedy in there as well. Stan Freberg and Yogi Jorgensen, and a lot of it's not politically correct, you could say, because that was the thing at the time, product of the time. And I kind of jump all over the places, like I said, even looking forward to unsealing this King Crimson album. 3 of them are pair. Still sealed. So a lot of different, just recently cleaned a band called Cherokee. They're sort of a country rock. They would have been on Probe if they were international, because it's Dunhill. I know lots of different label variations as well. It's sort of useless in some ways, but helpful if you're looking for something.
The original, yeah.
Yeah. Knowing the original, but then the international original would be something totally different. Comedy, Marty Feldman.
Yeah, Marty Feldman, yeah.
Star Wars, Drum Corps even. Let's see. Old soundtrack. This is my first copy. A bunch of Elton John there. That's all been washed. I just have to finally file it away. I'll try and leave some of the disgusting comedy out too. So,
as long as you've got some good Derek and Clive there in stock, that's all you need.
There's a couple albums I have here, as well as poetry by Ivor Cutler.
Yes, Ivor Cutler.
We were talking about Derek.
Yeah, Ivor Cutler used to be quite a regular for sessions on John Peel's program.
Mm.
And the guy is just a one-off, isn't he? Nobody in the world is like Ivor Cutler.
There was a pretty good comp released recently, wasn't it? Was it not recently, but a while back? Is it the Island of Hope? It's called. He had this.
Yes, I saw that. I've got that.
That's really cool.
I think I can find the one very quickly.
A little bit in that sort of like later vein, you get someone like John Cooper Clarke, who is who's
Ivor Cutler's a lot more absurd, though, isn't he? A lot more whimsical and absurd. Than
Yes. There's there's the album Life in a Scotch Sitting Room, Do you know that one, Jack?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a brilliant track on there where he's talking about his family when he was young, and they were living in sort of abject poverty, and there were like 12 kids, and one day his father brought an orange home, and for about 5 minutes he's talking about this orange that they'd never seen an orange before, and they had to share it, and it was one segment each, and it was the sheer joy when he gets to finally taste his segment of an orange, and it's just superb, and you think, where does this stuff come from?
Yeah, he was like a kind of master storyteller, wasn't he?
Yeah,
a raconteur.
That's the album.
Oh yes, Velvet Donkey. Yeah, that's good luck. Yeah,
cool.
The Velvet Donkey. And you mentioned Derek and Clive. They were filed pretty close together.
Yeah, that's poetry as well.
Yeah.
Does anyone know this?
There's another. I have a couple of them.
Stephen Malkmus. Yeah, that's
yeah,
the Pavement singer. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy from Pavement. But
there's Ivor, if you want to know what he's like.
I've seen him before. Yeah.
A one-off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is like what would you say? Very, very different from Pavement. It's like what it says in the tin. It's traditional techniques. Everything's acoustic. It's one of these albums where you can hear the ring of the strings. You can hear fingers on the fretboards. And I really love this. It's I don't know. It doesn't seem to be.
I thought for a second that Stephen Malkmus had made a comedy record, but I forgot about all the Pavement records. They're also kind of comedy records.
That song there, Shadow Band. If you're to watch the video of that, you might think it's a bit of a comedy record because it's got such a weird. It's like almost like an early AI video. It's really, really, really bizarre video. So that's like psych folk. That song Shadow Band. That was a single. This one here. But Cheyenne Man's like psych folk as well. There's like kind of heavy Eastern influence in a lot of the songs, but this is really, really cool. The guy, the session musician Spooner Oldham.
Yeah,
he plays in a number of tracks on here.
I had this at my feet actually, Jack, as we speak. This is I think the very first EP by Pavement, like just
Pavement
just there. But
Pavement as a band, it haven't clicked with me. I've listened to Slanted and Enchanted. And I need to listen to more because
this is Slanted and Enchanted period. It's the same time. It's prime indie rock, in my opinion. I mean, this is such an amazing 4 tracks. 4 or 5 4 tracks. Yeah, it's probably just about the best stuff that Pavement ever put out, but it's not really. But look at this cover too.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, 92.
I've not heard so much Pavement. Do you listen to Silver Jews?
Yeah, I like Silver Jews. Yeah,
I love the Silver Jews. I prefer Silver Jews.
But Silver Jews is not really Pavement. I mean, it's David Berman and
he dips in a few albums, doesn't he? Steve Malkmus.
Yeah.
I would prefer Silver Jews to Pavement. I think I like Dave Berman.
I would personally say Pavement because I love them and I've got all the albums and I've seen them live and stuff. So for me, but I see what you're saying. Silver Jews is a very good band. Yeah,
I liked his spin-off band, Dave Berman's spin-off, the Purple Mountains.
Yeah, well, but then he killed himself.
Aye, and that's such a shame. Yeah. I think for me, Purple Mountains was the highlight of his career. It's phenomenal. The songwriting on that album's so good. And then, like you said, what was it? It was less than a year later he'd committed suicide.
Yeah.
Sad stuff. But
sad. Yeah, some of my favorite recent musicians have killed themselves. Elliott Smith, Jason Molina, David Bowie, like all these. What is it with these people wanting to just? Jason Molina. Here's someone we should talk about in folk terms. If you're not familiar, he's the guy who was the singer from the band Song of Hire and the Magnolia Electric Company. Does it ring a bell at all?
Yeah, I know that band. Yeah, I don't know them well, but I know who
Fabulous
they are.
folk music, fabulous slowcore folk music of the highest grade. I mean, we could do a whole show of this. I'm not going to pull them out, but yeah, Jason Molina.
Right.
Very cool.
So just for Greg, so he doesn't say we avoid his comment. He wanted to have recommendation, a new release. This is
we can
this
give
is
you
something for you.
release recommendations.
Yeah,
for sure.
recommendation. Yeah, this is for you,
Yeah.
Greg. Yeah, Gwynnifer Raymond, a Welsh primitive guitar player. So folk. Yeah, very gloomy, very dark. Yeah, this is an album that just came out.
It's only been out about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so this is something. Yeah, for you, Greg.
Yeah, and I mean the previous album is superb as well. Stranger Lights Over Garth Mountain. That's a superb album to get as well.
Here's a
So,
beautiful new release. You want to Oh, maybe Jack can go first. Jack, you go first.
it was just when you were talking, Fred, about artists that had taken their own life. It's a bit of a heavy subject, but for me, this is one of the saddest ones again in recent years. This is Owl John, Scott Hutchison from Frightened Rabbit. I don't know if you know
Frightened
this
Rabbit,
album.
yeah.
Frightened Rabbit, I think, are such an amazing kind of Scottish indie folk band. I love the Midnight Organ. What's it called? The Midnight Organ. I forget the name of it. I've had too much whiskey. But this one's a beauty. Owl John's like his solo album. So this has just been re-released. But it's very, I don't know, like so many of the songs on here as well. He kind of he talks about taking his own life and all the rest of it. It's sad stuff, but it's good. It's deep records, but good records. So this is a first press. I got this for a good wee price. So like I say, this has just been reissued. But yeah, I suppose like you were saying, another person in a long line of musicians who've taken their own lives, and this was on the cards for years for Scott Hutchison. Is the reason the band, his initial band, Frightened Rabbit, they called themselves Frightened Rabbit, was his mum had said that he used to suffer from night terrors. He had terrible nightmares as a child, as like a young child, and she said that as a little boy he just resembled a frightened rabbit, and that's why he ended up calling his band Frightened Rabbit. But yeah, it's funny because you see him in interviews, and he's so upbeat and he's so funny and an engaging person. But then his songs were really dark, and obviously he was a kind of guy plagued by demons throughout his life. I think he had a problem with alcohol as well, problems with relationships that kind of added to it all. But yeah, this is a really, really good album. Owl John. I think this was put out when he was, I think, going through one of his darker periods in terms of his depression, and the record company had said to him, "Go away, get yourself together. You've got a load of songs. Go and record them and see what you come up with." And he produced this album, which is a beauty, really good.
And what night terrors are? Those are nightmares while you're sleepwalking.
Yeah, they are. The songs are very dark. I can't remember the exact name of it, but there's a song that he wrote with Frightened Rabbit. I think it's called "Floating in the Forth," and it's all about him throwing himself into the Forth River and committing suicide. And that's what he eventually did. He threw himself into the Forth River and was found floating in the Forth River. So yeah, he kind of predicted his own demise. But yeah. On that cheery topic, does someone else want to show another record?
Okay. He wanted some new records. Here's so this is the this is the front of the record, but because it's he's Syrian musician. It's called Khaled Korbey. It's his name there. There. It's his name.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so this is a record from this year. It's called. I'm not going to launch into pronouncing it. It's written there, Likuli Fada En Hakowe, whatever it is. And so it says 2019, 2023. That's when he recorded, but came out this year. And because it's, his language is Arabic, everything is back to front, because Arabic is written back to front, it's written from the right to left. So here's the thing. So what is this? This is ambient experimental music with a Middle Eastern sort of Arabic, sound palette to the songs are lovely. Some of them are not fully realized in my opinion. I mean, they could expand. Sometimes you listen to albums and you go, wow, that's a great idea. Why did you stop there? That's one of these albums where sometimes I feel he could have gone above and beyond. This was released on one of our local labels, Research Records, who is the label who released, Romy will know, Mild Life. It's the same label as Mild Life, but it's Arabic music. I've got another couple of new things there. I mean, since Greg was asking. This is a really weird post-punk record. Can't remember where he comes from, this guy. The band goes under the name of Engelhard C. Davis, but I believe it's one guy. It's a weird thing. And the album is called ABCFD. It is completely wacky post-punk with, again, kind of experimental. There's a kind of dada quality to the music, but some songs are just really, really fucking weird, and then they're just, some of them are more kind of palatable, if you will. But I think the whole thing works. It's a bit like there's a bit of a Per Ubu thing there going, and maybe if you know Duffy, the UK post-punk act. And this here, I'll just finish with these 3 records. So the record that's the new one is this one here, Ghosted number 3. It's Oren Mbachi, Johan Bertling, and Andres Verlin. So there's 2 Swedish guys. Oren Mbachi is basically the king of post-rock and ambient in Australia. Do you know Oren Mbachi? Anyone? Are you?
No.
So he's very prolific. He's made about 30 or 40 records, and they're all kind of like crack rock, ambient, experimental, in that kind of vein. And he's released 3 records. So this is the 2025. So this is what you've got there. It's a mix between, kind of Electric Miles, crack rock, bit of Brian Eno ambient stylings, a little bit of Tortoise as well there, right? The Ghosted. So this is the volume 3 from this year. The volume 2 came out in 2024. They're beautiful things. Ghosted number 2, again in the same vein, and Ghosted number 1, which is excellent as well. I think number 1, number 3 probably the best ones. That's from 2021, and they all came on Drag City, so they're easy to get, I think. But you can see Oren Bachi's bass, guitar, drums, basically, and they're just jamming. But it's kind of a post-rocky kind of. If you like Tortoise, if you like, that kind of, Mogwai torture sound. This will be for you basically. These are, but the new one is number 3. Yeah, there you go. That's some new releases for Greg. Hello, Greg.
Salut, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah, while you're talking, Fred, it brought to mind.
Yeah, Niels Fram. I've got that record. It's very nice. It's beautiful.
Yeah. All melody. Yeah. Do you know these guys?
I've actually met Niels Fram as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I went to see him and I met him and I chatted with him and he was nice. Carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Do you know Craven Falls?
Me, no. I don't know Craven Falls.
No.
Right. So Craven is a district in part of North Yorkshire, sort of around the market town of Skipton. But again, this is sort of instrumental stuff. It's very much sort of predicated by the landscape, really. That's that they take their cue, from the Yorkshire landscape, and this has got a lovely lovely book of black and white photographs of the Yorkshire moors landscape, Yorkshire Dales. Yeah, and it's very much, if you like Niels Fram, then you'd like Craven Falls.
Well, since we're on the Niels Fram kind of tip, I just interject and butt in, because why not? I've got a record here that I almost showed. That's also a new release, but you'll never find this anywhere else because it's an Australian record. This is Jordan Ireland, his name is, and the record's called Spirit Walking.
Ah.
It's basically like a Niels Fram record.
Ah.
This guy's from Brisbane, I think, or I think he's from Queensland. He's from around here. Not around here, I'm in Melbourne, but around Australia. And it is a solo piano record. Very much like sort of Keith Jarrett's In Cologne or Niels Fram, or that kind of sort of like modern classical, neoclassical, contemporary. And it's all just in one take. There's no overdubs. It's just him playing piano for a few tracks, and there's just improvisations on piano. It's just a live take basically, but it's got quite a beautiful little thing. But like finding this where you live it would be nigh on impossible, because it's just a small. There's only like 150 of them or 200 of them. But you can always listen to it on Bandcamp or whatnot. Yeah.
I've just saw there Greg asking any recommendations about Scottish music. Oh, I can fire up a few.
They don't make music in Scotland. What you
it's all about acid folk in Scotland, Fred. The premier country for acid folk, I would say. The Natural Boogie Band.
Yeah.
So they were a 3-piece from 72. This is their second album. They're kind of not as weird as the Incredible String Band, but check out that photo. They look like extras from The Walking Dead. Look at those. A fantastic example of Scottish dentistry. So yeah, there's that one. That's really, really good, and you can pick that up quite cheap. I think they were from the outskirts of Glasgow, but the lead singer, they've got a female lead singer called what's her name? Is Krosian. She's Polish. She's of Polish descent, but I think she ended up Christia Krosian. She ended up being a backing singer, I think, for later period Ray Davies. So that's quite a good one. That's her second album. This is the one that I picked up recently, which was probably the find of my life so far. That's band Bread Living Dreams, Amaryllis.
That's a good one.
Yeah, First Press.
Nice. Fantastic.
They were a 3-piece.
It looks sick. I don't know what it is, but it looks fucking sick. You would buy this on the cover alone.
It's somewhere between, Fred. It's somewhere between.
Fairport Convention.
Not as weird as or experimental as the Incredible String Band, but not as traditional as Fairport Convention. So you're kind of looking somewhere in between those two bands, but amazing harmonies. It was two girls and a guy. David McNiven was the vocalist and guitarist, and then Angie Rue played vocals and guitar as well. They had another female lead guitarist who had left. I think this is their third album. She had left by this point. They were essentially a two-piece. But you've got like Danny Thompson on bass, Terry Cox on drums. So they were a band that were well connected. They were contemporaries of the Incredible String Band, and they were linked in with all the other kind of major folkies of the time. But this is really cool acid folk. I knew Jonas would mention this one, because as I was picking this album up, I'd showed this little haul to Jonas prior to pick it up, and he had said that he had a copy of this as well, and he said whatever it takes, go for it, and make sure that you secure the deal. So yeah, I was so happy to get this at a bit
Was
of
it
a snip.
expensive?
I paid.
No, it wasn't expensive. It was fucking expensive.
It is fucking expensive to buy it originally. It's fucking expensive. It's about
I was talking
900.
about this record a couple of weeks ago with Romu and Mike. You're talking about acid folk and that kind of like time period. Great record, great little record.
Yeah, I've got that one as well. That's a beauty.
But we're talking about Scottish music recommendation, and just right next to me, I found this, which is it's a reissue of the last Bert Jansch record, The Black Swan. An amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that on the Earth label?
Yeah. Look, it looked like originally it looked like this. I think there's a picture of the original record. I don't know why I didn't put the original sleeve. That's what the sleeve looked like.
Yeah.
In fact, I guess if you want in the you could actually file it like this in your record, and you would have the original sleeve.
Maybe that's the idea.
That's the last record that Bert Jansch made. He made it with Beth Orton, who I don't really love, but on this she sounds really great, and that came out in 2006. It's like, you think Bert Jansch 2006 he was probably worn off or whatever, but it's as good as anything he did in his early career. Really, it's really, really good.
There are quite a few of Bert's reissues on the Earth label, aren't there?
Yeah, but it's a beautiful record. No, really.
Yeah, and another band that you pay an arm and a leg for originals, and that's Trees.
Trees. Yeah.
There's enough old sad bastard music from Scotland. This is the sound of young Scotland. The Chords. So these two girls, they're a two-piece from Inverclyde, from kind of my kind of hometown area. I know their mum and dad. They've just released their debut. So their mum and dad are both massive record collectors, and they're massive into like Postcard Records and the whole C86 scene, and the Cure, indie pop, and all the rest of it. And I think their daughters have been brought up listening to that since they were young girls. So they're, I think, about 17 and 18, and they've just released this debut album, and it's like almost like a love letter to the old NME C86 scene, and it sounds so authentic. It's indie pop, jangly Scottish indie pop, in the same kind of vein as the Shop Assistants or Tallulah Gosh.
Oh yeah.
All that kind of thing. Mike, it would be right up your street.
I was interested. I remember when you showed this originally. And they sound pretty good. And then I instantly forgot about them. So I'll try not to forget this time.
I showed the singles because I bought both of the singles.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
This is the album's just come out. It's been like critically acclaimed since it came out. It's very basic. It's the sisters are Eva and Grace Tedeschi. One plays guitar and sings, and the other plays drums. It's kind of a bit of a White Stripes setup, but they don't. There's no blues sound here. Everything's jangly indie pop, with really dream poppy lyrics and lots of great indie pop harmonies. It's like classic Scottish indie. It's really, really good. And these girls, they've only been going in terms of gigging for about a year. They've toured with, or they've played with the Vaselines, Belle and Sebastian, BMX Bandits, the Pastels, you name it. If they're a Scottish indie pop band, they've played with them. Really, really, really
British wet leg.
Yeah, very good.
They don't have the quirkiness of Wet Leg. They're more, it's more that kind of jangly kind of dream pop sound.
Yeah,
they've got.
Yeah. No, that sounds
really
cool.
Good. Interesting to see where they're going to go next. Because this is a solid.
Well, they look like they're going somewhere on the cover. They're waiting.
It looks like they're going to Kelvin Grove Park, because that looks like Glasgow subway. So probably somewhere to the west end of Glasgow to either buy records or.
They're already going to Glasgow. They're not going any further. Just on a completely different tip, whilst we're talking about records, I picked up recently 3 records from this really amazing label called Accuphone. So I think it's a French label, and so these are kind of Middle Eastern records, but with like a modern twist. So this is Badia Bourizi. She's I think she's Tunisian. Yeah, she's Tunisian, and she makes music that is really hard to describe. It goes between ambient and folk and experimental. You've got tracks where it's just acoustic guitar and her singing, and there's good tracks where it's produced with like lots of layered electronics. It's hypnotic music at its best. And I picked up 2 or 3 records from the same label. You can see 2024. There we go. Accuphone, good label, really good label, but can be hard to track. Look at that cover too.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. I'm getting more and more into back into sort of Middle Eastern and North African music now, and it was since I sort of just on a whim I picked up that Algerian compilation that I showed on the folk stream.
Yeah.
So I've been trawling through Honest John's website and playing lots of the clips. So I've got a very long list now of stuff I want to buy.
You know that one, Mike?
Oh, so I've not seen that that album, but it looks like that's right up my street. Yeah,
it's a beauty. It's what's surprising to me on this is how it maybe defeats the purpose of listening to music like this, but it's how Western it sounds. Like half of it. It's obviously got that African sound in terms of that really bright guitar sound and the drum beats, but a lot of the songs are sung in English and they've just got it almost sounds like they are like 5 years behind where rock was at this point. So say these songs have been, say, recorded in late 70s. They sound like early 70s Western rock songs, like heavy rock songs. But just brilliant, really, really cool. And great names for the bands as well. You've got the McFumo, the Mafuno, Acid Band, the Baked Beans, the Blacks Unlimited, the new Tutankhamun. Yeah, just fantastic. The Green Arrows, Witch are on here with funky reggae. It's really, really, really good stuff. I've been really enjoying this over the last.
Well, since we're talking about African music, here's one that I've been in love with for the past 6 months.
Yeah.
The Leger Sisters, Danger. Girls from the twin sisters from Nigeria. Nigeria, I think. They released about 7-8 albums in the 70s, and this is probably the pick of the bunch. It was reissued by Numero Group, very easy to get this year.
I've seen that on Honest John's. Yeah,
it's killer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a mix of soul, funk, Afrobeat, a bit of reggae as well in there too. It's dynamite. Another one that I've been really enjoying recently, a band, Super Biton de Ségou. I picked this up really cheaply in a record store around here. I've got quite a few of their albums. They're a band from Mali, I think, or Guinea or Mali. I think it's Mali. And it's like a really, really funky orchestra. Yeah, Mali. There we go. I was right. First time. Just really, really joyous, incredibly deeply rooted music. Lots of beautiful acoustic guitars ringing through. Very, very, very nice. And I've got this was cheap. It's got this kind of really fun textured cover too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. There you go. African music. Could do a whole stream on African music too.
Fred, see when you were talking
We
about
could,
the
yeah.
packaging, this one's the same. See this? I'm not sure if you're familiar with this Analog Africa label.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Well.
The packaging. I think they're a German label.
Yeah.
The packaging's so good. You know why? I don't think these albums aren't overly expensive, but the packaging's is brilliant. You know,
They're practically
smaller albums you pay like £25 for, and they're really cheaply made. But this has got like such a substantial book. You know, if you look at this booklet here that comes with it, it details all the bands, loads of pics.
Yeah. Well,
It's absolutely fantastic package for the price, you know.
Oh, that looks excellent. Yeah.
That is really, really good.
Yeah. But the thing is,
all the histories.
with those, they're supposed to be a gateway into music that is quite obscure and hard to find. So if they release something with no notes and stuff, it doesn't really. I mean, you know, it would be pretty difficult for people to relate to it. But the notes are. That's the nature of archival records like that. Yeah.
Do you know this guy?
Paul Roland, no.
Paul Roland. This is like kind of acid folk from the 80s.
He's Romu's uncle. We.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roland.
Paul Roland.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
They
got
have
like
together every Sunday.
it's on this. Do you know this label? Bam Crusoe.
No.
So this was like an 80s psych label.
Right.
But this is really cool. It is kind of folky. And it's almost like Paul Roland was really influenced by Hammer horror movies and old Universal horror movies, Lon Chaney and all these type of guys. So he kind of weaves that into his own kind of brand of psych folk. But if you look at the titles, it's like Witchfinder General, the old Vincent Price, Hammer Horror, Madame Guillotine, The Hanging Judge, and The Opium Den. It's brilliant stuff. And it's like it's kind of almost unknown. I think this is a still from a horror, a Hammer House, a horror movie, but it doesn't sound spooky, or it's got like a kind of creepy vibe to it. But yeah, it's kind of acid folk. He's from England.
Right.
He was an English songwriter, but yeah, really, really good. He was in a band. So 80s. That's right. Kind of 80s gothy, folky psych. But he was in a his previous project to this was called Midnight Rags. I've got that somewhere. I showed that on my channel quite recently. But Midnight Rags is brilliant. That's like really lo-fi, kind of psych pop with a bit more of a new wave twist. This is folkier, but you can pick this up really cheap. You'd pick this up for a tenner. It's not expensive stuff, but really, really good. This Bam Crusoe label, if you're into like psych at all, you can pick up these 80s Bam Crusoe records for £10 to £15, and they're so good. They're brilliant. So yeah, that's a good one. A bit of folk psych.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just follow it up with this one. What an album cover.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking terrifying. It looks like a Marilyn cover gone wrong. And Marilyn is bad, but this is
Yeah. it's that cover is so bad that it's good, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but it's
Honestly.
Marilyn. But if Marilyn wanted to actually go comedy, yeah, that's.
I would say that this is probably like one of the best albums I've heard this year. It's amazing. Like you said, the album cover is so bad that it's good. But it's on the Woronzo label, which was the Bevis Franz label, Nick Salomon, from the 1980s. And again, this is folky psych. It's amazing. This guy. So this is by a guy called Todd Dillingham. Todd Dillingham was like this outsider folk psych from the 80s, a contemporary of the Bevis Frond. And
Aurelian on bad acid.
Yeah, he was a guy that he kind of refused to play live. His reasoning for not playing live was, I can't play backwards electric guitar if I play live. And that's why he refused.
And it would be very difficult to play with a fish in your hand as well.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, a
slimy cod.
He plays. That's a problem. He uses a fish instead of a guitar pick.
Yeah, it's tremendous. But the thing with this, again, this is like a double album. Kind of, I suppose, underground 80s psych folk. But
when you say it is like a double album, is it a double album or it is a bit like?
I think that must be a Scottishism. It is a double album.
I know. It's like a double album. It's a single LP, but it's like a double album.
Yeah.
I mean, look very, very unoriginal. I've been revisiting those records recently. I mean, I don't think that there's anything groundbreaking about this, but sometimes you forget the brilliance of these records. I mean, I don't have to talk about this. This is just, absolutely. But then I was kind of taken aback by this here, because it's a record that I don't really play that often. This is, by the way, the Australian sleeve of Band of Gypsies. Look at the sleeve. Yeah, it's it looks like John Peel almost there.
It is John Peel, isn't it? Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So
it looks like Brian Jones behind him.
So look at the back cover for that, and that is the Australian. You can see that. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Yeah, but so this Buddy Miles and Billy Cox, and it's a fantastic record, really. I mean, you just do forget that after after the three classic Hendrix records, he pulled this out, which is more like in a jazz rock, psych kind of, with Buddy Miles. It's a great record.
You have to tell the whole story, Freddy, because you also listen to Chico Magnetic Band.
I was also listening to, but I don't know if it's
related.
I've got it here. The Chico Magnetic Band. It's here. Yeah. Still have it here somewhere. Do you know Chico Magnetic Band? Oh, probably not. Yeah. There's a French Hendrix. A Moroccan guy, a Moroccan Algerian guy. He got together with Jean-Pierre Massira, who is this guy here. Okay,
I've got a cover of Crosstown Traffic.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, so Jean-Pierre Massira is a producer. That's one of his records, Magic Sound. So he got to get. So Massira is like the sort of French Lalo Schifrin, French, kind of Ennio Morricone. He's got this kind of like, experimental. It's a bit like what's his name? No, the name escapes me right now, but it will come back to me. And so while this engineer and Chico made this record, which has got crosstown traffic on it, but you should listen to Pop Orbit, there song here. That's the gem on this. It's completely, but I mean, yeah, Explosion is really good. Yeah, it's a very cool record. It came out in '71 originally. This record, yeah, Chico, and that's why probably I was listening to Hendrix subconsciously. Mm. You're right, Romu knows me too well. He stalks me. all day.
Too much every day.
No, but it's just that I post to Romu every record that not every record that I play, but we've got this WhatsApp thing where, oh yeah, this is what I'm playing at the moment, and he can see it. He does the same.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's almost useless to do videos and to do streams, and I said to those people, you don't even have to watch my videos afterwards because you already know what I'm listening to.
Yeah. I pulled this out a while ago.
Yeah, I've got this record. It's nice, isn't it?
It's really nice. It's four brothers from Zimbabwe. Yeah. Makarokoto. It's high life. It's lovely. It's really upbeat record, and it's on the Cooking Vinyl label. And Cooking Vinyl were very good folk label in the 80s and 90s, and they supported a lot of folk artists. They introduced the world to Michel Schocht as well. Texas Campfire Tapes.
Whether that's a good or a bad thing, still to be discussed. The jury's still out.
I mean, you sort of you hear stories about her in sort of later years, and
No, I'm just kidding, obviously.
But the music, I mean, I was really taken by the music. The Texas Campfire Tapes. It was recorded on a Sony Walkman Professional. Round a campfire. At the out in the field by a folk festival.
There you go.
Yeah, and I think that was the first Cooking Vinyl release. I could be wrong though.
This one's Mercury, though. Oh no, it is on Cooking Vinyl, but it's Mercury. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
I just happen to have it nearby.
Yeah. Well, this is it. Yeah.
I showed this one in the folk stream the other day, but I'll show it again. That's a nice little talk about someone with a folky and Kath Bloom.
Yeah.
Lauren Connors. That's so Lauren Connors is a guy, he's a guitar player. Stand in My Shoes. So she's a Connecticut folky, 1983. Yeah, 1983. And it's a beautiful, sort of very whimsical, Joni Mitchell-esque, Vashti Bunyan-esque little record. And as I explained last time, it was reissued by a Melbourne label, which is Chapter Music. But it's a beautiful little record. Yeah, it's really, really nice to. There's the hype sticker there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, Eric.
But yeah, no, it's not very interesting. No, but forget about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
One of the records I revisited this week, speaking of that, was this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know the reason why I bought this record back in days? Because Peter French is on this record. And this is the one he made after this Leaf Hound, Growers of Mushroom project. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty like lots of piano. There's something soulish about that. It's not a prog. Yeah. Really enjoyed Atomic Rooster.
That's much better than the North American Electra copy.
Yeah. This is a German, I think. Used to be a property of a Belgium library, I think. This is a German press.
Oh.
Yeah. You still the sticker Stadtelen Discotheek Mechelen, which is a city in the Flemish part of Belgium. Yeah, but yeah, it's a good album. Revisiting the classics.
I was revisiting the classics. I was listening to this today. It's Teenage Fan Club's first album. A bit heavier than their later stuff, but this is an absolute beauty. Teenage Fan Club, obviously a band from Bells Hill, just outside Glasgow, right in the middle of the Buckfast triangle. It really put me in the mood for a bottle of Buckfast while I was listening to this.
Is that meant to be a recommendation?
It's the highest recommendation I can give, Mike. A bottle of Buckfast.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
It's a beauty. There's some really good songs on here. Everything Flows. I don't think it's not as good as Bandwagon-esque or Grand Prix, but you've got Everything Flows on here as an absolute classic song. Eternal Light's brilliant. Everybody's Fool is excellent as well. And I think on this album, they're probably more indebted to bands like Dinosaur Jr. rather than Big Star, which, Grand Prix and Bandwagon-esque are very much Big Star influenced. But yeah, this is really cool in its own right. And it was before they were signed to Creation. They were on Paper House Records.
All right. Yeah.
And then I think it was their next one they were signed to Creation.
What is written on the label? Catholic education, something?
Yeah, Catholic education.
Teenage Fan Club, a Catholic that would turn me off probably.
Yeah. They're a band that really passed me by, Jack.
Oh, I love Teenage Fan Club. They're so melodic, I think, and you've got a band with 3 or 4 brilliant songwriters within the band. Grand Prix for me is an absolute classic of the 90s, probably one of the best albums of the 90s for me.
Is that Teenage Fan Club that you're talking about?
Yeah.
I'll just interject because I love Bandwagon-esque, their first record.
That's their second one. That's their first one.
That's the first one. Sorry. Okay, I misled. Grand Prix is really good too.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Grand Prix is good, but I think I prefer Bandwagon-esque.
I think Bandwagon-esque is maybe a bit catchier. But I think Grand Prix is a bit more longevity.
What's the song called? She wears denim wherever she goes.
Oh yeah, The Concept.
The Concept, yeah.
Brilliant song. That's I think that's their best song.
Yeah, it's one of these songs that my late wife was one of her favorite songs in the world, and we used to listen to it a lot here around this place. That's why it's like one of these albums that I've heard, a lot of times.
Yeah,
but I'm making coffee. That's why I'm in the kitchen.
Fantastic song. Yeah.
This one I also listened to just before doing a stream.
Oh,
beautiful album with Randy California. Something soulish about the voice, use of feedback, first guitar, but like really well balanced, I would say. Spirit, the family that plays together.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus is my go-to Spirit. It's such a great record. I don't know if you guys know that one.
Yes, I do, yeah.
That's pretty cool. My all-time favorite of theirs.
It's my favorite as well.
It was
Animal Zoo and Mr. Skin and what's on there? Yeah, such a great record. Very underrated, I think.
Nature's Way.
Nature's Way, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a 45 of a Canadian band called Dillinger that covered that song. It's Nature's Way on the Daffodil label.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful song, yeah.
I found some of my comedy albums, ones that I pulled that are more television related. I don't think you'd want to go through the whole stack.
I remember, yes, on Ian's stream when you went through all of these, classic 1960s and 70s British television comedy. and we were absolutely amazed that you collected that stuff.
I was there. I remember.
Yeah.
I can give a few of those at least. Okay, there. I'll just pare it down to like 4 or 5. Now, if the sleeve reflects too much, just let me know.
Oh yeah.
It was a sketch show called Not the 9 O'Clock News. And that's where Griff Rhys-Jones, as well as Mel Smith and Rowan
Right.
Atkinson, Pamela Stevenson. That's where
Yeah.
they start. It's quite a interesting, quite biting for its time. I liked it.
Yeah.
So try and I'll re-sleeve it later. This one I've only heard part of it, but it was quite funny. Jasper Carrot.
Yes. Yes. From Birmingham.
It was apparently he was all over TV there for quite a while, and then
He was, and he had quite a big hit with Funky Moped.
that's a 45 that I have,
Yeah,
and the actually, yeah, because I heard this was actually like a advertised on TV or something, but he had his own TV show.
oh, good, yeah.
And I guess there's some, I haven't even played this yet because I just cleaned it.
Yeah.
I always found Ross Abbott mildly racist.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
yeah,
Yes,
no,
he wasn't
who
one
is
of my favourites. Yeah,
I guess I'll be finding that out then. Funny TV show. I've every time I've seen the show, I just fall over laughing. Young ones.
oh yeah. The great thing about the young ones is that they had, it's only a half-hour sort of comedy show, but they had an interlude in the middle, and they always had a great band playing. So you get the Damned on there, and Madness were on, and all sorts of bands. Punk bands, post-punk, ska bands. Of the day.
And it's kind of it's one of those ones that didn't catch on over here, but like it just wasn't shown.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it was really funny. I mean, Rick Mayall, I think, was a comedy genius.
there's a show that I saw a documentary of. I never got to see much of the show itself. Was I think it was called Bottom.
Oh yes, with Rick and Adrian
Adrian
Edmondson.
Edmondson.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they could have got away with what.
extreme slapstick, really.
Yeah,
Really funny. Yeah,
they'd end up beating the crap out of each other at almost every,
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and it was very cartoonish. That's what I remember.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where else I would really want to, of course there's Monty Python, people know that, and Benny Hill. But there's odd ones like game shows. They actually did one for Hollywood Squares.
What?
Yeah, all it is just funny answers by the people on the panel. Red Fox, but there's also LaWanda Page. She played Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son. There was All in the Family, but they actually made a second album. Cheap compilation, Fonzie favorites. Welcome Back, Cotter. If you've heard of that, it came from a routine called Holes in Mellow Rolls. It's Gabe Kaplan. Let's see, The Odd Couple. And of course, I'm looking for actually a UK copy of this.
Oh,
They made the Muppet Show, and they actually made a second one. That's all just stuff from first and second season. Put that back. Saturday Night Live. Someone from Saturday Night Live, Gilda Radner. Also, Father Guido Sarducci. But anyway, I wouldn't want to jump. There's some of the Canadian ones that people might not know. The Frantics. They had a show called Four on the Floor, but their thing was called Boot to the Head. That's what they were known for. Of course, Bob and Doug. These guys were more political than anything else, but the Royal Canadian Air Force, they were on TV there for quite a while, but mostly a radio show for their duration on CBC. Canadian TV show that was on CBC for quite a long time. It was sketch comedy, but they started out doing Ed Sullivan in the late 50s, Wayne and Schuster. This is from 1959, so any Canadians wouldn't even recognize them because they look so young here. But I can drop there.
I think with comedy records, there's only two ways. You can either have none, like myself, or a whole. You can collect them. I don't think there's a middle ground. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I don't have a single comedy record. I think, but if I did, I would have to have, a whole bunch of them, like you have.
Well,
So
folk music itself had quite the element of humor in it for years. It was just a part of folk music for the pretty well the 20th century. And that's something that's sort of backed away. Folk is separated and stayed serious, of course. But that you look in a lot of the old books and guys like Woody Guthrie and those way back, they knew just as many funny songs as they did, very serious political or whatever else, the type of music they played.
This is my favourite comedy band. I think the funniest band that I have in my collection by miles. I think Mike, you would be a fan.
Oh yeah, well.
Half Man Half Biscuit, yeah, I know that too.
That is a lovely album.
Fantastic.
I think this has been a return to form for them because it stands up there with any of the albums.
I think their previous albums even better than this. I think they've got better with age. I love the Volterol Years is amazing as well. But
yes, that's a lovely one, isn't it? Yeah,
classic songs like Horror Clowns or Dickheads.
Yeah.
Just real family favourites. McCalliog and His Hens. That's a great song about a detective who uses a team of hens to solve crimes.
Yeah, isn't that part of a? Is that like going to be a song for a television program? Is it? I think it says.
It's like a kind of fake TV detective's theme tune, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then obviously Record Store Day is a belter as well. No One Likes a Polymath. Foulmouth Electrics is brilliant as well.
No one likes a polymath.
Foulmouth Electrics is about a ventriloquist whose dummy struggles to say the letter B, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's just weird, like how what's his name again? Nigel Blackwell.
Yeah.
How he comes up with these ideas. The best thing I love about Half Man Half Biscuit is how indifferent to fame they are. They're massive Tranmere Rovers fans, and when they had their chance of a big break, I think was it in 1989, they get the chance to play on the Tube with the kind of British music television program, and his reasoning for not going on the tube the night that they had the chance for their big break was that Tranmere Rovers were playing at home and he didn't want to miss the game. So
but I'm going to say that if you're gunning for fame, a name like Half Man Half Biscuit is probably not the way to go. It's already in the name. You know you're not going to get. You're not going to get. It's not going to happen.
Right from the start, Fred. They were just comedy gold. The first two albums. Back in the DHSS and back again in the DHSS. They're just classic albums.
I remember as a young guy, when I was about 13 or 14, for me, the Beatles were everything. I was obsessed with the Beatles. I was obsessed with the Monkees and all the kind of classic rock bands. I was just getting into the Jam, and I remember going into my local record store, Rhythmic Records, and the guys who worked in the record store were like the gurus of local music. They knew all the best bands. They knew all the coolest stuff. And if you kind of got like a little nod from them when you bought a record, it was like a sign of approval that you were on the right track. But I remember getting into Rhythmic Records one Saturday afternoon, and there was a record fair in the local town. And there was a guy behind the counter. He was a local DJ. His nickname was Shady McCready. That was his DJ name, DJ Shady McCready. And he was into all the coolest stuff. And I remember, I think I took up like a Beatles album or something up to the counter. And I said, I'm about to go to the record fair in town. And he said, can you do me a favour? If you see any album by Half Man Half Biscuit, just buy it and I'll give you the money. And I remember thinking, who the fuck are Half Man Half Biscuit? And he said, yeah, any album by Half Man Half Biscuit, I'll buy it straight away. And I remember being kind of intimidated because I remember thinking at the time, I'm not in that league. I'm not in Half Man Half Biscuit league. I'm the Beatles, the Rolling Stones and the Monkees. Half Man Half Biscuit they seem too weird for my tastes, but
it doesn't start with that to start with, so that there's a no bands,
Oh yeah, so yeah, that would be true. All the bands that I liked started with the.
So what was the first Half Man Half Biscuit you bought then? Yeah,
it would have been on record. It would have been Volta All Years, which was only a couple of years ago.
Oh, right.
I've been listening to them for years, but you think that middle period, and for me, that's one of their best periods, like Achtung Bono, CSI Ambleside, Carol Laird, whatever it's called. All those albums have never been on vinyl. They've all been CD-only releases.
Yeah,
did you find any Half Man Half Biscuit for that guy that day? Or
no, I didn't. I was too scared. I was too scared to find any. I had a few frightening experiences in that record shop because, it was quite intimidating. And then, because you always felt that these people, they were like the gurus of music. But then I remember I got a nod of approval a couple of times. The first time I bought a Love album, I bought Love Da Capo, and I remember getting a nod of, that's good stuff. You're on the right track. And the same with the Velvet Underground when I bought that. I'd heard that on record. A friend lent me that on record, and then I bought it on CD with my my band played a gig in one of the local nightclubs, and with my money from the gig, I bought Velvet Underground. What was it? What album was it? My mind's went blank. The Underground album.
Loaded.
Yeah, I bought Loaded and I bought Da Capo.
I'm going to say on the topic of Loaded, I think over time it's probably become my favorite Velvet Underground record.
Yeah,
it's very diverse, and I quite like the
it's poppy.
Yeah.
John Cale fans wouldn't agree with you.
I'm a John Cale fan, and I still agree.
Okay,
yeah, so would I. It's the poppiest album, I think. Have you ever listened to Squeeze, the final Velvet Underground album?
No.
What's it like? It's shit.
And there.
I'd imagine, yeah. I thought you were going to say that. Yeah.
But talking about John Cale has made some superb records as well. I mean, we don't talk about John Cale enough, but John Cale as a pop artist, when he made things like Mr. Wilson, fucking amazing. I mean, I don't know if you guys are into John Cale. I mean, I'm sure Jack is.
Brian and Brian Robot.
Oh yeah, he's a massive.
Brian's the expert, isn't he? He's
He did several interesting video covering this topic.
Fear is a great record, and Paris 1919 is really
Vintage
good.
Violence is great as well.
Vintage Violence, yeah. They're good. They're really good records. They're just like he had a string of, even music from for a new society. One of these like early 80s record. It's pretty good too. It's quite tortured. But,
I think the early stuff's quite avant-garde, isn't it? His first couple of albums are less poppy. I think.
I think I still have to this day an original of his first or second record with the Andy Warhol, but I haven't pulled this out for ages. So now you're telling me about it, I'm going to check because I can't remember what records I've got on my shelf, but I'm going to check now because one does forget about records, huh? Sometimes. John Cale. Have I still got this or not? Or have I sold it?
Did John Cale release an album this year?
I have sold it. Wow, it's amazing. Amazing. But no, I don't have it anymore. But yeah, this here is cool.
I've not heard that.
Yeah.
Music for a New Society. Yeah, that's from 1982.
Yeah. He was a fantastic producer as well. It's crazy to think that he produced the first Happy Mondays album, the 24-Hour Party People. He was a producer for that album. Oh yeah, cool. Slow Dazzle.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson and a Heartbreak Hotel. My God, that's gonna be the best version of Heartbreak Hotel that you've ever heard, easily. Yeah, sorry, I'm just holding my computer in one hand and the records in the other.
But hey, it's been 3 hours. I think it's time to do the wrap up, if you don't mind. So yeah, thanks again. Thanks to everyone. Thank you guys for having joined the panel today. Thanks for the people in the chat. Yeah, there were lots of interesting interactions. So yeah,
Actually learned a bunch.
we all did, and we will all do.
So, always do.
Take care, everyone.
Half band, half biscuit. I'm going to look them up.
Yeah, that's a band. We never heard of this band on the North American VC.
That's because their humor has so many British popular culture references.
I think that
I'd imagine it's just nonsense to people who don't know.
Yeah. I think you can listen to them on different levels though, because
I mean the music's good, isn't it? Yeah,
but you're right, Mike. So many of the references are references to. I don't get most of the 70s and a lot of the 70s references. I don't get to do with sports stars from the 70s or television personalities or Z-list personalities.
Yeah. I mean, there's on the first album, there's a track called the Len Ganley Stance.
You were going to say that
snooker referee.
I know. No, Len Ganley was a cricketer, was he not?
No. Len Ganley was a snooker referee.
I thought I stand corrected. I thought Len Ganley.
There are some cricketing references as well. There's a reference to Fred Truman who was a Yorkshire and England cricketer.
Is there not a reference to, was it the one to Jim Reeves as well?
Yeah. I love you because you look like Jim Reeves. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Have a nice weekend. Take care.
Thank you.
Once again. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye now.